Good morning to each and everyone. Good morning, DepEd Tagum City Division. Welcome to our online orientation and learning delivery modalities course, LDM2. Today is October 14, 2020, and we are expecting around 2,160 teachers division-wide to be joining us this online orientation. So let's check ilan na ba ang nasa room. As I can see, meron na po tayong 281 teachers. May I just ask everyone na naka-join na po, please do share the link po para to reach other teachers who are not yet online. Okay? So again, please inform your co-teachers to share as well the link so that it will be reachable to other teachers who are not yet online. Yes, good morning po sa lahat. Good morning sa lahat ng mga teachers na nasa room na po ngayon. So please inform your teacher friends that we are about to start, and please do share again the link that they may be informed as well. For those who just joined in, this is just a 4-hour orientation, so find a place with a stable internet connection, a conducive and noise-free environment that we will be able to grasp and understand the things that we are going to discuss later. So we need not to have a microphone here, so just please to have a stable internet connection and what else? Meron po tayong water within our reach para po madali lang po. We cannot, hindi po natin hindi po tayo mawawala sa ating mga discussions later. Okay? So as well, please don't forget to participate in the question and answer later. That will be featured with our webinar, and please stay focused and listen actively during the discussion. Okay? So as of the moment, we have around 345 participants. Please inform pa po yung iba since malapit na po talaga tayong mag-uumpisa. So we are very blessed and fortunate because joining us this morning is our very supportive and dynamic superintendent, Dr. Josephine Fadul, with our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Melanie Estacio, with our SGOD Chief, Dr. Josefina Palaca, and with our CID Chief, Dr. Christine C. Bagakay. Of course, we are as well joined by the brilliant and reliable coaches, our Senior Education Program Specialist, Mr. Edward Mark Bautista in Human Resource Development, and we have as well Mr. Roland Ines, our SEPs in Schools Management, Monitoring, and Evaluation. With us as well are our equally brilliant supervisors, Dr. Maria Elena Ferrido and Dr. Lorna C. Ragos. And of course, let's not forget the people behind the camera. This wouldn't be successful without them. Let's recognize Mr. Joey Dinopol and our ever-supportive Information Technology Officer, Mr. Aryan Aimee Abatayo. They are the ones actually assisting us on the technical aspects. Again, welcome to our online orientation, and I hope nasa comfortable na po tayo na area. Of course, I would like to recognize as well our 2,100 plus teachers nationwide, and as of the moment, we still have 389 participants. So saan na po yung iba? Please do inform them. Please do share the link. Nasa DepEd page po. And I think na-share po ni Sir Joey. Na-share. Tingnan ko lang ha. Okay. So again, please do share the link that it will be reachable to the teachers who are not yet online. So I think we ran out of time. So at this point, let's listen to the message of our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Josephine L. Fadul for her message rather. Yeah. Yeah. But before that, of course, to pay respect for our Philippine National Anthem, to be followed by a prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the audio video presentation. Kayang magiliw, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pagaw, ay hiragang tulakawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng atawag ko'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at karoon niya kailan pa may magiging.
mighimo to langit sikoy ko kamighimo to aldaw bulan ikaw ang nagbuhat sa kabituunan ikaw ang nagbuhat sa kalibutan manama mawantog ka warag po ko iling koy ko o Diyos kahibulungan ka busa ikaw lang ang simbahon ko
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم آمين يا رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم اجمع شامل المسلمين والكريستيان والأمة في مدينة دماو وسلم دائما مجتمعنا هذا بالسلم والأمن والتقدم في بلدنا هذا آمين يا رب العالمين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today to praise and worship you and give you thanks for all the things you continue to provide for ourselves and our families. Father, we humbly ask for forgiveness for all the times we have offended you, when we forget to acknowledge your presence in the image of our brothers and sisters, and for moments we fail to be good stewards of the blessings you have given us. Continue to guide and protect each one of us, Lord, that we may always walk in the lights of your everlasting love and mercy. Grant us, Father, with your comfort in times of distress and with your strength in times of weakness. Bestow upon us your unending grace and healing, that we may in turn become instruments of gentleness and compassion to others. We ask all this in the name of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, with the prayer and the intercession of our Blessed Mother. Amen.
manama mawantog ka warag po ko iling koy ko o Diyos kahibulungan ka busa ikaw lang ang simbahon ko busa ikaw lang ang alagaran ko
Again, welcome to our orientation. And at this point, let's listen to the message of our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Josephine Fadul. Ma'am?
Okay, pleasant morning to all the participants, particularly the organizers of the activity. And indeed, it's a pleasure to be addressing the group. No, I was able to catch up that line that almost 2,000 of our teachers have been joining this orientation online. And while I say that this comes at a time that say kind of late because we have already started our classes last week, and this is the second week. And ideally, this should have been given during that time, siguro months before we have started our classes, during the time that you have been preparing your different learning materials in preparation for the different learning modalities that your students have chosen uh, as form of instruction that they should be receiving according to their capacity. But nevertheless, we would like also to make you understand that while this is activity has been given late, this is for a valid reason. Number one is personally, I asked, representing all other superintendents, personally, I asked the regional director, RDF Talvero, to defer the giving of this online webinar, this kind of webinar to you and to the school heads for the very valid reason that you are very busy for the past many weeks preparing for the opening of classes. And if this will be given to you side by side while you are having a hard time, no, preparing for the day one of classes last week, I know it will be too much on you to be taking in. And so therefore, it's a good thing that RDF Talvero gave into our request na the deferment of this giving of webinar. And huli man siya, just like, let us just look at it as kind of strengthening what you were able to learn in the past many months, because I was able also to monitor that you have been given different kinds of online training by your respective discipline, by your respective supervisors. And so this one is just a form of strengthening what you have received in the past many months. So I am trusting that you will also be listening very closely to the delivery of the different topics this morning, because as I said, this is just strengthening a refresher uh, point of looking at things differently, because I know that the things that you have been listening many months ago would and listening to it right now, I know that you will have different points of view and different way of looking at it. Maybe during the first time that a particular modality of learning has been told of you, you may have been raising your eyebrows and been questioning that, will this be possible? Can this really be handled by the teacher or the student themselves? Now that we have experienced already 1 week of class, the second week, I know that those questions would become say, no? So therefore, I am expecting that you have different way of looking at things like today, no? And even if the questions that you have been asking many months ago, and during the time that you first heard about the different learning modalities of instruction, I hope that you still have an open mind and an open heart to say na, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to accept the challenge, no? So this is what I'd like to relay to you, to the school heads. I hope you are joining your teachers in listening the what is to be taken up today, so that side by side you will be looking at things differently. And I'm wishing that while your teachers are listening to the whatever inputs that we're going to give to them, you are sitting side by side with them. Hopefully, I really would like that to happen, no? Although observing protocols, because I'd like it to happen that the moment that teachers have questions, you are there immediately, no? Real time to answer and clarify those questions, no? Para magkaintindihan, and then mga vague areas, masagot natin. Suffice it to say, teachers, na the things that we are doing right now, no? Considering the different modalities of learning that we are embarking on, suffice it to say that these are works in progress, no? It's not yet perfect, nearing perfection perhaps, but it is a work in progress, meaning we learn every day as to as the yeah, as every situation arises, no? And yun na nga, what is required of us is really a lot of patience. uh, I have already seen the many sacrifices and the patience that you have ventured into when we prepared the different learning materials, no, in preparation for the academic year, the new academic year. But then I must tell you, no, all of us in DepEd from the top officials in the central office down to the classroom teachers, we really need lots of patience because just reading no on the different posts I've seen in the social media, talagang pag wala kang pasensya, matutuyuan ka talaga ng dugo, ano? That's why when you see also my own post, it's kind of balancing, making a balance so that again, both teachers and parents would understand the kind of things that we are doing right now. That walang sino man sa DepEd may gustong mangyari ang COVID na ito. Walang sino man sa DepEd ang nagustong mangyari ang ganitong sitwasyon where we cannot anymore face our children no physically in the classroom. And so therefore, bawat isa sa atin nag-adjust and bawat isa sa atin dapat mag-adapt instead of hurling criticisms against each other. Wag, no? Kung nandiyan na yan mga parents na ginagawa na yan ng mga parents ng public natin, is more embarrassing if we, mga teachers, schoolists, if we're still going to join the kind of character that they are doing. So tayo, ang nakakaintindi tayo na ang magpasensya, no? But I know, there will come a point na talagang we really have to face also, we really have to say also our piece para naman to put things up, to put order on things so that again, unfair naman na with all the sacrifices that we have been doing, tayo pa ang masama, no? But I say whenever you answer those criticisms on social media, again, practice pa rin, refined of character, practice pa rin, finish na. Ganon. So, hindi yung kung nagtatalak yung parents, magtatalak din kayo. Siguro ang gawin na lang natin, let's take it with a grain of salt. Daanin na lang natin sa biro, daanin na lang natin sa tawa. Because again, kung banggain natin sila head to head, wala walang mananalo sa atin, mas stress lang tayo, and that's the least thing that we would like to happen to us, no? Mabigat na ang ginagawa natin, nagpa-stress pa tayo, and who's making of this decision making? What did I tell you nung about to approach pa ang classes natin? Avoid situations and people that will be giving stress to you, no, because again you cannot do your work well if you are under stress and under undue pressure, no. So let's just enjoy what we are doing, teachers, and let's ang prinsipyo natin dapat is we take each day as it comes, one day at a time, no. You do not have to take charge of all the problems in depth. Hindi nyo yan cargo, no. That's not your responsibility. Ang responsibility nyo magturo as to policies, as to resources. Leave that to the top officials. Leave that to our counterparts. Leave that to us in the division office, and we'll help you do your thing, your function very, very well. Ang isipin nyo lang magturo, no? Yung mga ibang problema, ipabaya na natin yan sa mga top DepEd officials, no? One day at a time, one thing at a time, no? So having said all those, I wish I'm able to inspire everyone so that this will guide you in your half-day discussion with the online orientation on learning delivery modalities. Particularly, this is already course 2, no? So again, the objective of this is for you to have a different point of view, a different way of looking at things, because these are things that are not anymore new to you. This just serve as a review and strengthening of what you have learned already in the past few months. Again, good morning to each and everyone, and thank you to the organizers for coming up with this kind of activity. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you so much, Doc Josephine Fadul. Thank you so much for giving our teachers enlightenment and that we are really learning every day. And that this activity will give us another point of view as to the things that we'll be facing in the next days to come. Of course, we would like to greet our teachers as actually I am seeing 574 participants right here. But I know that some schools are actually ay nanonood po sila sa iisang area, kaya po konti lang po tayo as we can see in the number of participants. And I just would like to greet the teachers from Apacon Elementary School. Nasa isang room po sila sa audio visual room nila. And meron po tayong mga teachers na sa isang place din from La Filipina National High School. Good morning po sa inyong lahat. Okay, and so at this point, let's listen to the rationale of this activity, ladies and gentlemen. Our SGO, the Chief, Dr. Josefina Palaka. Ma'am Joy?
Good morning, everyone. To our school's division superintendent, Dr. Josephine L. Fadul. To our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Melanie P. Estacio. My counterpart in the curriculum division, CID Chief, Dr. Christine C. Bagakay. To the management team, headed by Mr. Bautista, Mark Bautista, and Ms. Ivy Palomo. To our ICT, um, with our engineer Arian Abatayo and Mr. Redinopol. To all the teachers in Tagum City Division, good morning. It was stated by our superintendent that this COVID pandemic is not our own making. Instead, this is it. This happened. So we call this a sort of disaster, but we have to take it because we really have to coexist with them. So due to this COVID pandemic, the Department of Education has adopted learning delivery modalities that do not involve face-to-face. However, for this implementation, the Department of Education needs to prepare the teachers and the school heads by providing them training and other professional development interventions. There was an initial survey and the result showed that majority of the teachers have expressed their lack of confidence in the use of the new normal, especially the learning modalities. Okay? So they specifically mentioned that they need training on various instructional aspects of the learning delivery modalities, such as the lesson designing and assessment. So sinabi ni Ma'am Jo kanina na we need or there is a need to be trained, and sinabi din kanina ni Ma'am Jo na nag-umpisa na tayo, yes, it cannot be denied. And then we already adjusted to the new normal that we have. So actually, for this training, dapat nauna ito kaysa opening ng klase. Pero hindi maiwasang sabihin natin, you are too busy preparing for our modules. That is why there is a need to open first the school year, and then we have to follow. We have to train, and the training will be followed. Okay, so move on tayo. So for this morning or for this course, actually there are two courses. One course is for supervisors and school heads, and the other course is for the teachers para sa inyo. So the LDM courses will have two streams. First is the management stream, and the other one is the instructional stream. So the management stream is intended for division and school leaders who are expected to lead the implementation and to manage the processes that ensure access of learners to quality education. Meanwhile, the instructional stream aims to equip the teachers and the general principles of teaching and learning delivery in the new modalities. Included in this stream is the training of instructional leaders, namely the division and district supervisors, who provide the technical assistance and coaching to teachers who will undertake the training. So it is important to note that providing technical assistance and coaching to teachers to the instructional component of learning delivery modalities is integral in the duties and responsibilities of these instructional leaders. Okay, so later with a session of Mr. Bautista, you will be the conceptual framework will be shown to you and will be discussed also. So for the entire after a morning, let us just enjoy, pick up the necessary things that we need to because we have to use this along the way in our new normal. So just enjoy the morning and God bless us all.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ma'am Joy, and I'm sure everyone's ready to listen as well, to listen sa ating mga sessions. However, before we gonna proceed po, let's greet some friends who are with us this morning. We have here from Ma'am Judith Magsipok. Sabi niya, good morning po, Doc Josephine Fadul. Hi, Ma'am Judith. Jana Rhea Palo with you. Good morning. Jana Arangis is watching you. Good morning. So please don't forget to hit the share button po para ma-reach pa po ibang teachers na hindi pa online ngayon. From Frances Manlangit, good morning. Watching from Suay Baguio Riña Elementary School. Good morning po from La Filipina National High School, Christine Marie Basan Ramos. Good morning then from LIS Yamay. Good morning, Ma'am Marilyn Antipuesto. Good morning. Good morning then, Ma'am Maria Zaid Habon. Good morning po. Good morning. I'm watching from Magugu Pilot Central Elementary School, Miss Ivy Cabintoy Cayetano. Good morning, Shani Lu. Shani Balaba. Good morning from La Filipina Elementary School, Josie Canales. I'm sorry that I cannot read all your comments and I cannot recognize all the participants who are watching and participating right now. However, um, pinapaabot po ng buong Division of Tagum City maayong buntag sa tanan. And just to check in your thoughts, your opinions, and your expectations for this activity, let's watch this next slide. Sir? Ayan. Yeah, while they're preparing, hello po, Ma'am Gemma, kay ni Sir Mabalod. Hi po. Okay, ito pa. Good morning from RES, Carmelita Naraga, Liket. Okay. Wow. Good morning din po from Magugpo Pilot Elementary School, Merasol Cagata. Good morning, Alma Prostrero. Good morning, Loy Rebusora. Good morning po, April Atienza Bernas. Good morning, everyone from La Filipina National High School, Vivencia Rea Alerta. Good morning to, sino pa ba? Ma'am Christine Tuba of Tagum City National Comprehensive High School. Okay, so just to check in your expectations and your thoughts on this activity, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see in the picture, what vehicle will describe your expectations in this activity and why? Ano po ba siya? Airplane po ba siya? Bicycle po ba siya? Bus po ba siya? Train po ba siya? Is it a car? This is not limited to the pictures you can see on screen, but what vehicle will describe your expectations in the activity and why? Please do share your answer in the comment section or chat box, and we will check on that in a little while. Okay, so we'll be having 10 minutes to do this. What vehicle will describe your expectations in this activity and why? Please do share your answer in the comment section. Hindi na lang. Ingon ko i-read. Okay. Again, what vehicle will describe your expectations in this activity? You may choose what kind of vehicle, but please do support your answer. Why you chose that answer? Bakit po train? Bakit po car? Bakit po ba bakit yun po ang pinili? Bakit bicycle? Bakit po ba scooter? So again, it is not limited to the pictures you can see on screen. Hilux daw, sabi ni Ma'am Joy J. Direlos. Kasi sabi niya to have smooth sailing run of the school. That's from Ma'am Joy Jade and Sensorelos. Wow, Hilux. What else? Airplane daw, sabi ni Ma'am Jade Habon. Bakit po ba, Ma'am Jade? Bakit po ba airplane? Please do expound your answer. Bike daw, sabi ni Ma'am Zan Arangues. Bike with lots of benefits. Wow. Hello, Ma'am Marilyn. Oh, okay. Sabi ni Carol Lambon, Coraje, sheep daw. Bakit po ba sheep, Miss Carol? Sabi ni Sir Oscar Edig, bicycle para maka-physical exercise. Keep your comments coming. Bicycle kasi challenging, sabi ni Sir Eric Alfanta, Banico. Airplane daw, pero bakit nga ba airplane, Ma'am Lenny? Airplane, sabi ni Ma'am Jonalyn, airplane para walay traffic. Tama nga naman. From Ma'am Maris, sabi niya, Ma'am Maris, bicycle something that's slowly but surely delivered. Wow, nice answer. From a Memay Mayang, ship daw. I expect this activity to be smooth sailing. Yun. From Miss Gladys, it's a bicycle because I think it's gonna be a tough and sweaty ride. Uh-huh. Ayun, bicycle din sabi ni Ma'am Alona, slowly but safe and surely. Alona Patata Laporte. From Ma'am Cynthia Yap de Guzman, a sheep slow to understand fully. Okay. Airplane, then sabi ni Ma'am Ronald Rivita, it requires speed and accuracy. Okay, sabi ni, hi Ma'am Hermie. Vanda, love the motion. Wow. All of the above po. Because for me, there is no single best vehicle, medium for transferring learning. Aha, lalim to. From Ma'am, ang hirap po is i-pronounce yung pangalan niyo po, Sinoxep Judy. I hope I pronounce it right. From Donna Hermo, airplane because we need space. Aha, space. Okay. From Joniel Viernes, train very fast and guided and aligned. Wow. Wow. From Charlene Zoe Cruz Rian Bonanza, airplane because it's all above vehicles, high expectations. So our speakers and coaches, watch out. Okay, we're known from we're no basta ma'am. I think she's from Tuazon. I choose bike because I take this slowly and this is the only vehicle I know how to drive. So, kino-compare ni ma'am sa bicycle. Well, yes, it's airplane. Soar high. From Ma'am Suzanne Gonzaga de Jesus. Hello, Sir Arnel. Sabi ni Sir Arnel, plane for we did our tasks so rapidly but cautiously to cope with the timeline in school. Binasa ko pa ulit. From Ma'am Batuon. Sino was Ma'am Batuon? From Ma'am Batuon sa tree school, bicycle to maintain social distancing. Okay. Sige. You leave bike. You need to keep on moving in order to keep your balance and not to fall. Meron pa ba? Meron pa bang mga other expectations? Please do write in your comments in the chat box. From Maria, eto na ang explanation ni Ma'am Maria Jade. Airplane daw to fly high and soar high. Compre high. Oh, hello sa tanan nga taga Compre high. I hope you're all watching right now. Okay, so that's all for your expectation and let's see if mamimit po ba natin yung mga expectations nyo after this session. And so, basically, our activities objective is we will be able to describe what this course is about and how it will help you manage the teaching learning process in modalities. And as I said a while ago, this is just a 4-hour orientation, which will start from a 20 minutes preliminary program, 45 minutes session one course overview, technical assistance and coaching in LDM2 for 20 minutes, walkthrough of the LDM2 modules for teaching. Sir, can you balik the slide? Okay. Okay, so can you can you share the slide, Sir Joey? Nawala ako. Oh, so it's really like this when it's live. No, so we just have a little technical problem. But yeah, good morning, Ma'am Lala Castillo. Good morning po. Good morning po sa lahat. And please do inform us if nasa isang lugar po kayo, please do take a picture and send that to us that you will be recognized. Good morning from Visayan Village Central Elementary School, Ma'am Arlene Jane. Good morning watching from Tagum City National Comprehensive High School, Ma'am Daisy Ibanez. Ayun, meron pang explanation si ma'am. But yeah, as I mentioned a while ago, this is just the 4-hour orientation, which we start from preliminary to course overview to technical assistance and coaching in LDM2, walkthrough of the LDM2 modules for teachers for 45 minutes. And this will be synthesized later. And the next step and activity of evaluation will be discussed for 20 minutes. So basically, those are the compositions and how this orientation will run all throughout the 4 hours. Okay, so I think our first speaker is ready for session one, and that is to give us the overview of the orientation. So, ladies and gentlemen, to talk on the course or overview of this session, our senior education program specialist, Mr. Edward Park Bautista. Sir,
Thank
good
you,
morning,
Ma'am
Sir
Ivy.
Mark.
Good morning, Ma'am Ivy. Thank you so much. Well, before I'll start the session one, let me first greet our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Josephine Alfadul, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Melanie Estacio, our CID Chief, Dr. Christine Bagakay, our SJOD Chief, Dr. Sipina Bipalaka, to our division and district supervisors, school heads, teachers, LAC leaders. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the orientation on the implementation of the learning delivery modalities, course 2 for teachers. So, my session is about, allow me to share the screen first. Okay, thank you so much, Sir Joey. So, session 1 is about the course overview. So the objective for this session is that you will listen to the discussion of the LDM framework, course content of the LDM2, delivery design, and the type of learning modalities utilized. So in the height of COVID-19 pandemic, there's a concern regarding health threat, no? Uh, Due to this, our Department of Education formulated BELCP, or the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. It is in order to put into motion the marching orders of our DepEd Secretary that ensure learning continues, guaranteeing the safety and health of our learners, teachers, and other DepEd employees. So Through NAYAP, they initiated, no? This is the initiative of the NAYAP, the National Educators Academy Program. These LCP courses, or the Learning Continuity Plan courses, which has three uh, three courses, comprising of three courses. Course one is about the LDM, or the Learning Delivery Modalities. The course two is about learners' welfare and well-being. The course three is about the provision of psychosocial support and training on wellness. Kaya naman, at the early months, you have attended mga kaliwat kanan ng mga webinars about psychosocial, about welfare and well-being of our learners. It is because of these LCP courses. Now, last August and September, our supervisors and school heads has attended the LDM 1, or the management stream for the course 1. Ano? Yan. So, there are 7 modules being given to our school heads and supervisors, in which all of these are self-guided modules. So, ayan po. And I think as of today, most of them, if not all, were done in uh, running these courses and being finalizing their portfolios. Ayan po yung mga modules ng other courses. For this LDM, meron po tayong 2 streams. The first stream is the LDM 1, the management stream. And the second stream is the LDM 2, which is the instructional stream. So this instructional stream has actually 4 theoretical modules and 1 practicum module. Yung practicum po natin, or the building of portfolios, is equivalent to 1 module. So automatically, there are 5 modules in these courses that you will be taking after this orientation. Let me proceed to the LDM 1. Okay. The course objective of the LDM 2 for teachers, ito po yung iti-take natin na course ng mga teachers. Objective number 1, know the different LDMs and platforms, their features, uses, and pedagogies. 1.2, plan for the implementation of the school adapted LDMs. Number 3, prepare learning materials and resources needed for the LDM. Number 4, be confident executing lessons in new LDM. Basically, the LDM 2 course is a course in order to help teachers prepare for the opening of classes and adapt to the learning delivery modalities adopted by their respective schools. And I know for sure that uh, since na late na ta sa pag-implement, no, it was mentioned by our SDS, it's because our SDS is very compassionate and sensitive to the experiences of the field, no, especially the principals and the school heads. So even though na differ, but then we believe in the division office that most of us, if not all, are still adopting to the learning delivery modality selected by our respective schools. And this is why we believe that this course is very important to be implemented in our school to solidify the competencies needed in order for us to deliver the learning delivery modalities, or the quality basic education. So this framework, ayan po, this is the LCP Capacity Building Framework for Teachers and School Heads formulated by NAYAP. So, yung LCP courses or programs, yan po yung mga LDM, the learners welfare and well-being, and the psychosocial support for our learners and our DepEd employees. Meron din po tayong mga external partners. We have the CEMEO, the Save for the Children, and other private institutions that are helping us in preparing our learners and teachers and other DepEd employees in delivering instruction in the new normal. Okay? So, building expertise on the ground. This LDM, ito po yung mga delivery designs na gagamitin natin in order for us to successfully implement this LDM course. Una, meron po tayong self-learning modules. Magbibigay po kami ng link in which you can download the self-learning modules with respect to this course. Pangalawa po, it is formulated, pwede iting gawin na independent study. Okay? So, basically, all of the SLMs provided, uh, pwede natin gamitin yung independent study, no? Pwede tayong tayo-tayo lang po, depende po sa lock leader natin at saka sa coaches natin kung paano niya po i-implement nyo itong LDM course for teachers. Pangatlo, it is combined also, pwede gamitin yung peer learning through lock and coaching. So yan. So these are the three delivery designs that will help us successfully implement this LDM2 course. And after this orientation, you will be meeting with your LAC leaders in order for you to decide to select or maybe to plan whether which delivery design or a combination of these delivery designs will you implement in the implementation of this course. So, blend of synchronous and asynchronous learning. When we say synchronous, it is live and on time, no? Then asynchronous learning, pwede siya balik-balikan, no? So, ito po, pwede din pong gamitin ito. For Module 1, it is highly suggested that you will do conferencing. Might be video or a limited face-to-face. No? For this course, when you implement this one in your respective schools, it is highly suggested na online. It's because of the threat of COVID. But if it is impossible or difficult for you to implement online, since 15 lamang po tayo sa isang lock group, then you can do face-to-face. But please, we would like to advise everyone that when we do face-to-face, please follow the DepEd health protocols. Okay? And for the other modules, it could be guided independent study through SLMs, and it is dependent kung ano po yung pagpaplano na gagawin ng LAC leaders at saka ng mga LAC members with the guidance of the instructional coach. Okay. So this is the framework of the LDM design. So una, learner participant uh, will be sandali nawa ako. Okay, yan. The teachers, who is this or who are these learner participants? So the learner participants are the teachers, the LAC members. Okay po? So you will be using independent study and LAC sessions and even individual coaching if necessary to run through module 1 up to module 5. Okay, there are 5 modules, tama po ba, in this LDM2 course. Okay? And then after that, while the teachers are preparing or answering the modules, they're going to submit their outputs to the LAC leader. So, as you know, na pinadivide na po namin sa mga instructional coach natin, sa ating mga school principals, ang respective schools as to various LAC groups. So no more alam na po nila yung I think most of them have submitted to me the LAC groups. Uh, Ayan, and some schools, waiting pa po ako sa iba ha. Just to remind lang po. Okay, so after the teachers, or after, pagtapos na po kayong sumagot sa lahat ng sa mga modules, pwede nyo pong ipasa. For example, module 1, tapos na kayong magsagot, pasa nyo po yung output nyo sa inyong LAC leader. For the LAC leader, ito pong LAC leader na ito is a master teacher, or a head teacher, or a department head, or a senior teacher that is capable of facilitating LAC sessions. Pag-submit po ninyo sa inyong LAC leader ng output nyo, every module, si LAC leader ngayon po ay mag-i-evaluate. I-evaluate na po yung mga outputs ninyo. Okay? Ayan. Then, pag meron na mga output si LAC leader, isasubmit din niya yung kanyang output kay assigned coach. Ito po si assigned coach, possible dito ay a principal, assistant principal, or a supervisor. Si assigned coach naman, ang i-evaluate niya ang output ni LAC leader. Okay? Then after that, the assigned coach will submit a list of recommendation for certification to the SDO-PMT, and the SDO-PMT will going to submit the list to the NAIAP for them to issue a certificate of participation to our teachers and LAC leaders. Okay po, ganun po yung process na yon. So, nasabi ko na po, output evaluation. You can engage the modules using independent study and peer learning. Si teacher, pagtapos na, isasubmit na yung output. Module outputs, meaning every output, pasa naman kay LAC leader. So, si LAC leader naman ngayon, mag-check, mag-evaluate. Pag sa palagay niya ay medyo kulang, ibalik niya kay teacher for refinement, then balik na naman, then the LAC leader will do the evaluation of the outputs of the teachers or the members of the LAC groups. And then si LAC group naman, si LAC leader naman, meron po kayong mga possible na mga outputs, no? Hindi po katulad ng sa mga teachers. Ang inyo po, LAC leaders ay mga reflections, and we will post the reflections after this orientation. I-discuss din po ito at the later part of the session. Then, yung output ni LAC leader, i-forward niya ito sa assigned coach. Okay po? Si assigned coach shall evaluate the outputs of the LAC leaders. Then after that, recommendations for certification, then issuance of certificate. Ayan. So, indicative implementation schedule and time allotment. For the training of coaches for LDM2, 5 days. Actually, this training of coaches for LDM2, ito po yung sinalihan ng ating mga principals at supervisors, in which this is conducted by the regional office. Inuna po ito, it is a prerequisite training course for the coaches to implement the LDM2 for teachers, because nandito po sa training of coaches yung planning of the LDM2 for teachers. Ayan. And then, for LDM2 for teachers, indicative schedule or time allotment is 5 days. Game time! Okay, handa na po ba kayo? What do you think is the proper sequence of modules in LDM2? Get a sheet of paper or a smartphone and write the letters of your answer. So letter A, planning for continuing professional development and LAC planning. Letter B, designing instruction in the different learning modalities. Letter C, building the teaching portfolio related to the implementation of the modalities. Letter D, MELCs. Letter E, course orientation. Letter F, learning resources. We'll give you 2 minutes to write your answers and post it on the comment section in the FB so that we can read, no, whether your answers are correct or correct. Wala pong tama at saka mali dito, no? Because everyone is learning. Okay? So, Sir Joe, pwede wala kung sa ako. Ah, di- ang okay. Thank you. Sir Joey will be posting, no, some of the answers of our teachers. Okay, so I'm encouraging the teachers or our participants to share your answers at the comment section. Wala pong tama at saka mali dito, no? Everybody is learning, and ayan. Sige. Okay, so ayan. Check your answers, no? If you have your answers there, you, kindly check. The first modules that you will be tackling will be about course orientation. Ayan, sa LDM2. Followed by the MELCs, the most essential learning competencies. Third modules will be about designing instruction in the different learning modalities. The fourth modules the fourth module is about learning resources. The fifth module is about planning for CPD and LAC planning. And the last one is the building teaching portfolio related to the implementation of the modalities. Okay? So how did you feel about your score? Share it through emoticons. Okay? So let's proceed. As I have said, these are the modules for the LDM2 course for teachers. And here are the suggested duration in each module. 4 hours for module 1, 3 hours for module 2, 18 to 24 hours for module 3A, 4 hours to module 3B, and 2 hours in module 4. And for the part 2 or the practicum, which is about building portfolio, it is suggested na 4 hours. So as I have said, a total of indicated timeline is 5 days. Okay? So LDM implementation mechanism. So for the LDM2 course, the course manager is the division office with the help of the various uh, with the help or the technical assistance of the regional office. For the LDM2 courses for teachers or teaching in the modalities, for teachers, master teachers as the LAC leaders or head teachers, department heads, or the senior teachers, as mentioned in the implementation guide, and teachers across career stages, might be teacher 1 up to teacher 3. Okay, So, this LDM2 course is a division-led course in which sa aming section po ito nakalodge, the SJOD HRDS. So what these are the procedures that we have been following, no? We conduct orientation, online orientation. We do identify management team, implement the course following the delivery design as mentioned kanina, monitor and evaluate. Ito po, meron po tayong monitoring evaluation mechanism for this course. Then, reporting progress. So, ito po yung mga management team natin. Overall team led by of course, our school's division superintendent, Dr. Josephine Alfadul. The overall co-team lead is the CID, which is headed by Dr. Christine Sibagakay. The technology and platform team, the ICT, headed by Sir Aryan Abatayo. And the MNE, the monitoring and evaluation, headed by Sir Roland Pinis, SJOD MNE. Okay, so proceed tayo. LDM2 for teachers through SJOD. Ano pa ba yung procedure for management? We assign coaches on the lock groups. Kaya nga we get all the list of lock groups from the school heads in order for us to determine how many coaches are needed and who are the coaches that will be coaching or mentoring the LAC groups. If necessary, orient the coaching team, monitor coaching activities, address issues related to coaching activities, report coaching activities. So, ayan, we'll have a health break, a 5-minute health break, then we'll be continuing the next session. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope we'll be humble enough to implement this course and continue learning for the benefit of our learners, teachers, and the DepEd in general. Thank you very much and good morning to all. Ay, wala po. Napalit
Okay, so while we're on a health break, would like to greet our friends who are watching right now, who are actively participating in our online implementation of the learning delivery modalities. Hi to my friend Hannah Joy Acobo of Apocon Elementary School. Hi to sino pa ba? Let me check. Hi to Ma'am Arlene Falcon. Who else? Hi to Ma'am Sol Donaire. Good morning po, Ma'am Sol. Hi to Ma'am Lourdes Tandayag. Hi to Ma'am Jingjing of Mankilam Elementary School. Hi to Ma'am Estela Igagamo Vasquez. Good morning, Ma'am Estela. Hi, Ma'am Esther Batingal. Good morning din from Rizal Elementary School, Eva Denake. Good morning sa aking friend from La Filipina National High School, Ma'am Christy Joy de Cripito. Good morning po, Ma'am Zenia Bakaron Lasay. Okay, good morning, everyone. Watching from Tagum City National Comprehensive High School from Ma'am Christine Solikit. Good morning, Ma'am Christine. Hi, Sir Dexter Idol Caballes from Colonel Saludares Elementary School. Go, go, Ma'am Ivy. God bless. Thank you po, Sir Dexter. Good morning, Ma'am Rov Pamulagan. Good morning. Hello po. From Ma'am Josephine Plazos Roslinda Sigido. Good morning, Ma'am Kea Jimenez. Hello, Ma'am Ivy. Super. Okay, thank you po, Ma'am Ruby. Ma'am Ruby Pratal Narsha. Okay, let's proceed po sa ating session 2 and I'll turn you over again to Mr. Edward Mark Bautista. Sir Mark?
Thank you, Ma'am Ivy. So, allow me to share again my screen for session 2. Okay. So, session 2 is about technical assistance and coaching in LDM2. Actually, this can be further, no? Uh, you can get a further knowledge about TA and coaching in LDM2 if you happen to read the module 4 for the LDM2 for instructional coaches. So for this session, the discussion will give information on how TA, coaching and LAC will provide support in your learning as you go through an LDM2 course. So teachers, basically your school heads, your supervisors are there to give technical assistance and coaching. They are there to support you. Okay? So wag po kayong matakot humingi po ng tulong sa ating mga school heads at saka supervisors. All right. So in the central office, this is a setup. There is an LDM coach from the central office that is being partnered with its regions. Okay? For Region 11, we also have. In the regional level, there are instructional coaches being trained by the central office to become a regional to become part with the regional coaching team. I think we have two here in the division of Tagum City. We have our Chief SJOD, Dr. Sifina Bipalaka, and our public schools district supervisor, Dr. Arlene Baldonado. So, yan po, na-train po yan po sila to be part with the regional coaching team. Ayan po. So, and in the division office, meron po tayong na-train to become instructional coaches. Yan po yung mga supervisors natin at saka mga school heads. So, they will be giving technical assistance and coaching, especially to our LAC leaders, the MTs, the HTs, department head, or the senior teachers, and of course, the LAC teachers. I mean, the LAC members or the teachers. So what are the responsibilities of a coach? So this is for the school heads and for the supervisors. Hello po sa inyo, ma'am and sir. So you are encouraged to provide TA or coaching for the LAC through the LAC leader. You're going to directly provide individual TA or coaching when so requested by an individual participant in coordination with the LAC leader. Address concerns of participants individually or as a LAC through the LAC leader. So, LAC leaders, if you happen to conduct LAC session with a particular module and you think medyo may kulang pa or kulang pa po yung knowledge ninyo and you need assistance, you can tap the coaches. Okay po? Refer and address concerns to the coaching team, especially as to the implementation of the LDM2 course. Provide feedback to the LAC or individual members of the LAC through the LAC on the results of the action taken on the concerns raised. Okay. So, basically po, again, ulitin ko po, our structure, the teachers will answer the modules and the modules will be submitted to the LAC leaders. These LAC leaders are MTs, HTs, and department heads. Okay? And these LAC leaders are going, pag maabot na sa ila ang mga modules, they are also going to evaluate the modules. Okay po? The module outputs of our teachers. And after that, while going through all the modules, meron pong reflection questions for the LAC leaders. Yung mga reflection questions po, yun na po automatically yung output ni LAC leader. Yan na po yung i-collate niya sa kanyang portfolio. And that will be submitted to the instructional coach assigned to the particular lab group. Okay po? And then after that, we will be discussing in a separate session the process of evaluating all of these outputs because there are required templates from the central office. So this is more technical, and we're going to provide another session for that. Okay, so basically all of these session will be about on how to run the course. Thank you very much, and good morning once again.
Ayun, thank you so much, Sir Mark. And time check, it's already 9:42 and we still have time. But before we're going to proceed to our next session, and I'm sure our next speaker is already ready. But before that, I just would like to recognize our participants from Magugu Pilot Central Elementary School, headed by Ma'am Joy Jade and Sensorelos. Hello po sa tanang taga Magugu Pilot Central Elementary School. Okay, so at this point, let's move forward to the story session 3, and that is the walkthrough of the LDM2 modules for teachers. And I will be turning over the time to our next speaker, Dr. Lorna C. Ragos. Ma'am Lorna. Okay, while still they're preparing, while still they're preparing, okay, so hello po sa tanang taga City High na naminaw karon, tanang taga Tagum City National High School. Sa tanang taga Florentino Catalan Elementary School, Ma'am Jocelyn Dalanan. Hello din po sa tanang taga Mankilam Elementary School. Hello kay Ma'am Arceline. Hi po. At this point, we have around 604 participants watching us live. Please do share your thoughts and in the comment section. Wag niyo pong ayun. Good morning din po kay Sir Gilmer Plorak Bakunlay. Good morning, Ma'am Lourdes from Tagum City National High School. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Sir Gregorio Acevedo. Good morning po ang ating PSDS. Okay. Good morning. Watching from La Filipina National High School, Janet Tuazo Bacalia. Hi, Ma'am Janet. Good morning po from Madaom Elementary School. Hello po sa lahat ng teachers ng Madaom Elementary School. Hello, Ma'am Maria Fatima Panganiban Ferzas. Okay. Ayun po. Who else? So please do hit the share button para po sa mga hindi pa po naka-watch ng ating live ngayon. Ayun. So who else? So please do share your thoughts in our comment section. Good morning from Apocon Elementary School. Napaka-active po ng mga teachers from Apocon Elementary School. Good morning. Watching from Colonel Saludares. Lolita Riam Bonanza. Good morning. Para. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I think um, I would like to you would like to request our schools division superintendent to be in the room as she'll be having a short discussion related to Sir Mark Bautista's session. Okay, Ma'am Zo?
Thank you so much, Miss Ivy. I've been listening to what Mark has been sharing with the participants earlier, and there's a statement which he gave, which caught my attention. He said that he was talking about conduct of LAC session, no, related to learning modalities, delivery of learning delivery modalities, and exactly this is a statement to all the participants, master teachers or teachers, I believe is schoolers, ang sabi niya, if you have a feel to have a Slack session with your fellow teachers to discuss stuff related to learning modalities, please feel free. Mark and to all the participants, I just like would emphasize na the conduct of the Slack is not according or is not anchored or is not based on just the feel of the need of the schoolet or the master teacher, but it is a requirement. I believe this Slack session is a requirement per week. I believe, no, every week they should have a Slack session. Kaya gani parang every Friday na-reduce ang class time nila so that they will have enough time to have Slack session at the later part of the afternoon, no? Whatever day nila ma-decide na mag-Slack session sila, if there is a need to have Slack session before COVID, all the more na dapat may Slack session during COVID time because there are so many things that they really have to discuss. Ang Slack session ninyo could be virtual, could be face-to-face again, observing social distancing. And I believe na yung present in the school because schedule niya mag-report physically, they are the ones required to have the face-to-face na Slack session while all the rest na nasa work from home mode can be doing the virtual. No? So, klaruhin ko lang yan, Mark. Am I still saying the right thing o ako ang mali? Sige daw, klaruhin natin. Or anyone supervisors na nakikinig ngayon, any chief, any ASDS, please correct me if we have or let's discuss whether we do have the same line of thinking. Anyone? Kayo man na nakikinig sa mga discussion with the regional people and the central people, ano ba talaga ang tama? Because personally, that's my line of thinking.
Hi, Ma'am Jo. Yes po, ma'am. You are correct po, ma'am. Correct po, ma'am, that the schools are required to conduct LAC sessions.
Weekly yan, di ba?
Weekly, ma'am.
Regionally yan, di ba?
Weekly
Hindi
po,
siya
ma'am.
natanggal. As far as I am concerned, wala pang na-issue na memorandum from the central office na tanggal na ang Slack session, di ba?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So therefore, the statement, if you have the feel, pwede na. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Feeling lang nila kung kano saan nila gusto, dili. All the more at this time, we really have to be discussing among themselves how to improve delivery of instruction, ha, Mark?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
As of this course, ma'am, meron lang parang flexible lang siya, ma'am, because there are some modules na self-guided, parang pwede independent learning lang po. It is optional na po na mag-conduct po ng LAC sessions. But if it is necessary as as evaluated by the LAC leader and the LAC members that such modules required, really required to kailangan talaga mag-convene to create a community of learning. Then uh, nandun po sa outline po ng course po, ma'am, sa LDM2 course po, ma'am Jo. But really po,
Sige
ma'am
ha,
Jo,
pero Hinan,
your
I'll be staying with you the whole duration this morning, and
yes po,
I'll be
ma'am Jo.
trying to come in whenever there are statements that I feel vague ha. Sige, sige.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you
So,
so much. Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much, ma'am Jo, for clarifying po. Thank you.
Ayan. So I think we heard it straight from our schools division superintendent. Can I be heard, Sir Joey? Okay. So we heard it straight from our schools division superintendent. Lock session is not just based on how if we feel like conducting it, but it is a requirement. Okay. So I think our next okay. Am I muted? Okay. Sir Joey, can I be heard? Naririnig po ba ako? So ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, eh, um, let's welcome Dr. Lorna C. Ragos. Ma'am Lorn. Good morning, Ma'am Lorna. Nakamute po kayo, Ma'am Lorna. Hindi po kayo naririnig, Ma'am Lorn. Wala pong audio si Ma'am Lorna. Ma'am Lorn, saglit lang po ha kasi wala po kayong audio. So, walang audio si Ma'am Lorna. Okay. So, while waiting for Ma'am Lorna, again, good morning po sa lahat ng ating teachers from Florentino Catalan Elementary School. Good morning din po sa lahat ng teachers from, saan ba yun? Saglit. From Florentino Catalan. Good morning from Mankilam, Pampagsamangan Elementary School. Ma'am Luz Binalangbang Romualdo. Hi, Ma'am Luz! Regards po sa lahat ng teachers po ng Pagsabangan. Good morning po, Marites M. Agosto watching from Nueva Fersa Elementary School. Shout out to all Tagum City National High School teachers. From Ma'am Lourdes Tandayag. Magandang buhay! Ma'am Alma Abonete Sanal. Good morning po, Ma'am Alma. Good morning again, Ma'am Mary Jane Magkidong. Good morning from Visayan Village, Central Elementary School Grade 6 family. From I just don't know if I pronounce it right. Okay, so I think Ma'am Lorna is ready. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lorna Siragos. Ma'am Lorna, pasok. Okay, I think there's an audio na. Ma'am Lorn? Okay, Ma'am Lorna seem disconnected as of the moment. So please do type your comments and your thoughts on this orientation in the comment section while waiting for Ma'am Lorna's turn to share her session. Okay, so who else? We're actually 626 in the room. Thank you so much. Ayun.
Hello?
Ay, good morning, Ma'am Lorna. Yeah, hey, you're there.
Marinig
So,
na ako, Ma'am
yes
Ives.
po. Yes po. Clear na po.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so take it away, Ma'am Lorna.
Okay, so good morning to our schools division superintendent, of course, to the two chiefs of the SGOD and the CID, and to all school heads of Tagum City Division, and of course, to all teachers who are special people for today, no? Because this LDM2 is really intended for our teachers. So, may I request Sir Joey to have the slides? Sir Joey? Okay, so our session 3 is all about a journey, no, through the LDM2 modules for teachers. So in that walkthrough, we will be together, no, viewing what is expected in the module that you're about to have a self-study. So next slide, please. In that module, you are going to find out the objectives, of course, the content, and the time frame of the activities and what are expected of you to submit, no, as part of your requirement to get the certificate of participation. And of course, you will be given by our NAIAP for this training if you have completed the requirements. And that will be also part of your CPD units for your PRC. Yun ang parang, siyempre, no, ating regalo sa effort natin. And we don't really say na because of the pandemic, education will stop. Education will really continue. So, next, Sir Joey. The next slide, please. In here, you are to find out how to manage, no, teaching learning processes in the different modalities. And it is expected that you will also, as mentioned by Sir Mark, will be together with other teachers in the learning action cell. It is stated that each teacher should be a part or a member of the LAC. So this lesson, if you have to do the self-study, will give you at least 4 hours to finish, no? Together with your team. You don't have to work independently, but you are to work together with your members of the team. And stated, the luck could be at least, no, a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 15. Yun po ang advice. It could be a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 15, depending on the need, no, kung anong dapat ninyo na tutukan na concern, kasi naman ang LAC is intended to solve common concerns in the teaching learning processes, especially in the modalities that we have chosen. And as we stated, no, it is not just a solo task, but you are to be with a member of your LAC. Okay, so you have to work together in the solving of issues and concerns regarding teaching learning processes. And the last session in this lesson could be optional. So, pwede naman na kung ito lang na lesson, no? Lesson 1 and 2, it's mentioned here, the last session for this, no? Ito na lesson 1 and 2 could be made an option. Ito lang. But the rest, mayroon siya talagang kailangan na magkaroon na kayo ng last session. Only for this, ano lang, no? Lesson 1 and 2. Kasi pwede naman siyang self-study lang ito. It's more just about how to manage the teaching learning processes in the modalities, and it's very clearly explained sa module. Okay, next please, sir. What is expected in that module? You will see in the course overview 3 activities for lesson 1. So for activity 1, you are to reflect, no, on the course overview. And you go further for activity 2, you have to relate, no, as to your context. So ano ba ang gawin mo in your local setting, sa school setting ninyo in relation to the modalities. And you are expected to answer, no, activity 3, which will focus on activities 1 and 2. Yung course ninyo and how you relate that with the school context or your school setting. Okay? As to the chosen option that you have had in the LDM or Learning Delivery Modality. As we know, meron tayong ilang bang modality. Meron tayong modular, we have also online, we have the blended, we also have the RTV, yung radio TV, and of course the radio, no, broad, yung radio instruction. So apat yung modalities na pinagpipili tayo sa DepEd kung what is suited for our level, in our level. And of course, in the module, you will be guided on how to organize your lab. Kasi sabi dito sa DepEd Order 35, each teacher, no, for continuous learning shall be a member of the LAC. So hindi nga kayo nag-iisa, you will be together in your team. And for activity 2, you will be conducting your first LAC session. Yan. So you will be working together with the members of your team. So kailangan meron na kayong kasama so you can work on the activities. Ang maganda lang dito na portion kasi hindi tayo pinahirapan, no? Sabi dito, huwag muna kayong gagawa ng output. So, yun, i-immerse muna natin ang ating mga sarili na to immerse muna, no, on yung teaching learning process and to know our teammates in the lab and how to work with them. Yun lang muna. So, wala munang expected output dito. Okay, so hopefully we can have, no, the time frame in doing these lessons 1 and 2 for lessons 1 and 2 for this portion of your LDM module 2. Okay, so next please. Next slide please. What is expected next is, of course, you are to understand, no? Bakit nga ba from ELC naging MELC? So gasgas na nga itong MELCS, no? Sabi nila MELCS daw, palaging maririnig yung MELCS. You will have to know the background why MELCS came into existence, no? You have to read further in the module how the essential learning competencies given by, no, the central office was parang ano na siya, no, it was shortened, naging ano na siya, MELCS na siya. So we will also find out in this module how turuan din kayo, no, paano kayo gagawa ng MELCS. Okay, since we are, di ba, master na tayo sa ELC, mayroon tayong teaching guides, we do really, no, getting the ELCs from the teaching guides that we used to, no, in the previous, yung wala pang pandemic. But in here, you will learn how to merge, no? Paano nyo i-merge yung mga paulit-ulit na, yung very simple na mga ELCs na. So, sasamahin yon, maging ano na siya, maging MELCs. Yun ang shortcut dito. So, that's in the objective, you will know how to combine, no, related competencies into learning objectives. So, hindi lang na kung anong naibigay doon sa SLM kasi MELCS na yon, you will also be given chance to really also do, no, combining. Pag nakita mo naman na pwede naman itong may i-combine kasi pare-pareho lang naman ang competencies. So yun, you're making already you're helping DepEd to make the MELCs, no, most essential learning competencies. What is expected further is you will have to read, no, lessons 1 and 2. So, hindi kayo mahirapan because in lesson 1, you will understand the background, the rationale, and how to develop the MELCs. Ine-explain, no, ng module, no, paano mag-unpack, paano siya i-combine na magiging MELCs, yung ELCs dati. Okay, so how many hours? You will take 3 hours with your LAC. Okay. So, pero kung meron din naman dito, if that can be optional, sabi ng advice dito, can be made optional. Depende na sa team ninyo. If you find it na, well, you can do that without making time pa for the lock, and you can do it, no? Pwede naman optional. Okay. So, study time for this is 3 hours. No? Mag-google kayo ng 3 hours for this particular module. Okay? Next, please, Sir Mike. And you will also have more, no? More understanding. Kasi yung mga module na babasahin ninyo is self-contained, no? Simple lang naman. I tried basahin mo siya kasi simple naman yung mga instruction doon. What is expected also is you will meet activity 1, 2, 3, 4. So for activity 1, you will have to reflect, no, how learning will be really delivered, no. And despite na sabi nga natin congested siya, but how you can contribute to make it uh, simpler and hindi nawawala tayo, no, from the most essential competencies. And in activity 2, in lesson 1, you will also be guided on how, no, to develop siyempre, how to develop the milks. Sabi ko kanina, you will be guided through the module on how to combine the duplicated, yung mga very simple elks into one milk na lang. That's in lesson 1. For lesson 2, you will also find out, no, paano nga tayo mag-unpack. Okay? So, activity 1, 2, and 3. For activity 3, dito sa lesson 2, mayroon na kayong assignment. Itong activity 3. You submit activity 2 output to your LAC leader. Ito na yung ano. Pero yung previous, wala yatang mga assignment yon. But in lesson 2 na kasi medyo ano na siya, no, na-immerse na kayo, you already have a grasp of the content of the module, and it is expected that you'll also reflect if you learn. So you are to submit activity 2 to your LAC leader. So what is expected? You will be submitting your individual or your LAC group, depende sa inyo, depende sa LAC leader ninyo, sa agreement ninyo, kung individual ba or you submit as a group, no? How you unpack, no, the competencies. Okay, so wag kayong pagproblema dyan kasi simply explained siya sa LDM Module 2. No? Nababasahin ninyo, you will be given anyway the link later where you can download those modules that we are talking about. Okay, so next please. In the module, you will meet session 3.3. So ano ang napapaloob? In that module, you will learn how to differentiate. No? Ano bang kaibahan? No? Paano mag-deliver kung modular siya? So what are the do's, no, and the don'ts? Kasi merong kaibahan kung paano nga ba i-deliver yung different modalities, di ba? So kung modular, explain ko lang konti, no? It doesn't mean na purely yung printed lang ang ibigay. You can give also the soft copy through USB. Okay? So para naman, kung may laptop ang bata, aside from the printed, he can also view, no? So you can have that in the USB. So may we request the school LR coordinators to share copies of the SLMs in quarter 1 kasi we have the files already given to them kasi yun naman ang na-print nila, and please share that to your co-teachers, LR coordinators school LR managers, school principals man yan, please advise the school LR coordinators to share yung mga files ng quarter 1 through USB, or kung pwede kayo may CD, para naman aside from the printed copy, meron naman din silang option, no, na magamit din yung digital form na print pa rin yun, hard copy pa rin yun, kasi yun man ang basis na ipiprint. Okay, so for online, it will also be, sabi doon sa module ninyo sa online, aside from having it through online lang, pwede naman bigyan din ninyo ng print copies. Kawawa naman yung mga bata. You can give them soft copies naman so they can view, no? Kasi hindi naman ma-retain kung palaging na online lang. They can also have, no, yung help natin sa bata. So we can give them also soft copies. And in the objective here, you will learn how to apply lesson design and how to make assessment. Diba? Kasi na iba ang situation ngayon, unlike noon na face-to-face, howd na ta, no? Sa paggawa ng DLL, ng DLP. Sa COVID-19 naman, mayroon tayo mga additional na gagawin, like itong number 3, how you create weekly home learning plan. Ba? So, this will be explained further in the module. So, paano tayo gagawa ng weekly home learning plan? Mayroong sample doon na template, no, para siyang schedule ba, no? Na for example, from 8 to 9 anong subject, then from 9:30 to 10:30 ganon. So, you can see that in the module. May template po ng weekly home learning plan. Same is true with the ILMP, itong Individual Learning Monitoring Plan. This is intended for our learners who lag behind. No? Hindi ito sa lahat na ng bata, yung mga ano naman, advanced or what's advised there? Kasi gagawa kayo, no, ng ILMP, teachers, for those students na nakita ninyo na kailangan silang hahabol yung bang naiwan. So, sa ILMP, mayroon din siyang template na anong problema sa bata and ano ang suggestion niyo. Makita niyo yan sa module, and you give that, no, to the parent, to the guardian, who will be helping carry out the modality. Kasi hindi naman tayo talaga face-to-face sa bata. So, itong weekly home learning plan and individual learning monitoring plan, these are the additional natin, no, sa DLL at DLP. Wag naman magproblema dito kasi very simple explain siya sa module. Meron kayong makikitang sample pag ma-download na ninyo yung given link. Okay, wag kayong magproblema niyan. Very simple naman ang explanation doon. And the content dito sa module is, of course, ang lesson 1, you will understand, no, the different LDMs. Okay, learning delivery modalities, explained clearly naman sa module. And in lesson 2, you will have to understand how to make na proper assessments. Diba? Yung module natin, may mga answer keys naman. But you can also make some follow-up. It doesn't end doon sa answer key, but you also can make some follow-up kung ano ba, naintindihan ba ng bata. So, meron tayong how to make assessments, no? Designing assessments in the different LDMs. And you will be also guided on how to monitor. So, that will be 18 to 24 hours for you. Kung pag-aralan mo siya, it will take you 18, no? Medyo mahaba ito kasi 18 to 24 hours. So, ito naman, kung may problema kayo paano ito na-carry yung mga objectives, hindi ninyo maintindihan, you can call your leader or your team. So, iba tayong magkaroon nito kasi problema, paano namin gawin ang weekly home learning plan, paano namin gawin ang individual learning monitoring plan. So, you can have your group, no, to do the next session. Okay, so again, that will take 18 that's 4 hours. Mm. So next, next slide please, Sir Joey. Okay, tapos na yan. Tapos na tayo niyan. Mm, that's the same slide, sir. Okay, can we move to the next slide? Um, explain naman natin, no, kung paano natin gawin yung ating activity. Sabi nga, 18 to 24 hours ang reading ninyo. It's you to really be immersed, no, on the different LDNs prescribed in the learning continuity plan, and how you will apply lesson design and assessment, and how you create the weekly home learning plan, and also how to create the individual learning monitoring plan. Mhm. So it's expected that you will be guided, no, when you immerse yourself in this module that's intended for teachers. Okay, so next please. Same slide pa rin nakikita natin, sir. Let's move with the next please. Sir Mark. Hindi yata na-move yung slide. Sir Mark and Sir Joey. Sige, nakikita natin dito sa, sa presentation. We still have the same slide. Can we move on to the next? Hello, sir? Parang nakahang yung slide dyan, sir, sa inyo. Mayroong tanong dito, sabi ni ma'am, hello Padul. Sabi dito ni ma'am, aside from allowing the students, the parents have soft copies of their modules, school heads and teachers are instructed to distribute the parents the textbooks. Tama, yes. Textbooks in school to help the parents and learners do the independent learning of lessons in their modules. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Ma'am Jo. This is addressed to school heads. So, ang ating namang mga SAMs, we need also the textbooks. Kung pwede, please distribute the textbooks because textbooks will also help yung ano din siya, complement. It will complete what is in the SAM. Nandiyan po sa napapaloob din, no, sa ating mga libro, hindi naman po nakalimutan yung libro. Please give the textbook to your learners. Mhm. So, aside from the soft copies, okay, so please, school heads, property or the supply officer will have to issue, no, the textbooks to your learners. Isasabay din ninyo sa module. Okay. So, Sir Joey, ano ba ang next slide natin? Yes, Joe, the fact that participants have time, no, for their busy schedule, they deserve, no, better than this. Okay. So, we need to really have some interventions, especially that our our internet sometimes will cause problem, no, that we cannot really connect immediately. So, Sir Joey, ano ba yung next slide? Hindi na natin nakita yung next slide, sir. Wala pa rin yung slide, Sir Joey. Hi, hello. Since hindi pa rin natin nakita yung slide, Sir Joey, hindi ko talaga nakita yung slide. Hindi siya na-display. Shall I continue? Hindi kasi na-display yung ating slide ni Sir. For our learning resources, the module will give you some video tutorial. Meron po doon paano kayo mag-open no, sa DepEd portal and how you will also access the DepEd Commons. So that will also be found no, in your respective modules.
Hi, Ma'am Lorna. Excuse me po, Ma'am Lorna. Is just okay if I cut you for a while?
Hindi ko
Ma'am
pa
Lorna,
nakita, sir, yung slide.
Ma'am Lorna, nadidinig mo ba ako, Ma'am Lorna? Ma'am Lorna? Excuse me, sorry to cut you. Ma'am Lorna? Sorry to cut you po, but actually, we're having a technical problem.
So
So
for
right
those who
now,
would like to ask questions, I think you can also um, have a chat, no? So we can address concerns.
yeah. Yes po, right now, medyo mahirap ang signal yung Lorna for those, for our
Hello, sir.
participants right here.
Walang
Yes,
nakitang
Ma'am Lorna.
slide.
Yes, Ma'am Lorna. Can you hear me po? Ma'am Lorna. Okay, so nagkaroon tayo ng technical problem as well as signal po ni Ma'am Lorna. Sa lahat ng nakikinig ngayon, if you have questions and comments, please do share your questions in our chat box. That we can address that right away. So we have just discussed the course outline and course orientation rather, but since nagkaroon po ng problem si Ma'am Lorna, let's just wait for a while as we are fixing some technical concerns right here. Okay, so we have learned how to manage the teaching learning process and the modalities. Lord, can you hear me now? Lord? Okay. Okay. So those were the content was discussed from Lord, the course overview and organizing our learning action cell. So for now, ayun, is she back? Okay, so Ma'am Lorna, are
Hello.
you, yes, so
Hindi ko
okay.
nakita.
So finally, we're
Yes, Ma'am Ivy, can we have the slide? Yung slide po na hindi nakikita sa screen.
okay, we
Hello,
haven't
Ma'am
shared yet
Ivy.
the, yes po, Ma'am Lord. We haven't shared yet this, the slides po kasi we're having technical problem. But yeah, in a few minutes,
Okay.
babalik na po yung slides. Okay, so are you good? Ayun, another the course overview. We have three activities, and that is reflecting on the course overview, describing the context, discussing answers to activities 1 and 2. In organizing your luck, let's review the reading the DO 35 series of 2016 and reflecting on it. Let's activity 2 is conducting your first luck session, and of course taking note of your luck group. Okay, so for the course overview, no output for submission. Oh, I think Ma'am Lorna is here. Ma'am Lorna? So I think shall we move on to the next session? Okay. So I think we're having signal problem po sa location ni Ma'am Lorna. So let's move on to our session 3.4, that is planning for continuing professional development and lab planning. Okay. Um yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I'll turn over the time to our next speaker, and that is Dr. Maria Elena C. Ferredo. Ma'am Len. Ayun. Good morning po, Ma'am Len.
Good morning. Hello, Ma'am Ives.
Madungog din mo siya.
Wala ko madungog.
Ren. Oh, Sir Jack, i-adjust ako si headset, eh.
Okay. Ma'am Len, you're already on. Okay, nandyan po tayo sa, we're already live. Please do advise po sa mga unnecessary noise with background. Okay, thank you po. You are on mute po. Okay, sige, saglit lang po talaga ha, kasi meron pong, I think, technical problem din sa location ni Ma'am Elena. Doc, hindi po kayo naririnig po. So, Ma'am Elena will be discussing planning for continuing professional development and block planning, as well as building the teaching portfolio related to implementation of the modalities. So, let's listen and participate actively for the session. Okay, so I think Ma'am Lena is already ready. Yes, Ma'am Lena. Ma'am Lena, can you hear me? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay,
Ako, marinig
perfect.
ba?
Yes
Okay,
po.
sige.
Okay, so
Again, good morning to everyone, especially to our SDS Ma'am Fadul and to the ESDS Ma'am Melanie Stasio and to the two chiefs, Ma'am Christine Bagakay and Ma'am Josefina Palaka. Good morning and tagumpay greetings to all of you, mga modern heroes of the day. My topic is about planning for continuing professional development and LAC planning. So before I proceed to my topic, um, let me share with you this old adage about a a renowned businessman who says that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So these two issues emphasizes the planning and failing. So even in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-actualization is among the top goals of every human being to have fulfillment and satisfaction in life. Such fulfillment can only be achieved if we have laid down our plans well and act on it accordingly. So every circumstance is a learning experience and that is learning is a continuous process, right? Tama ba? As education leaders, we must not stop learning and improving ourselves personally and professionally. And what better way to continuously improve ourselves is to acknowledge the inadequacies and be able to act on it and have a plan to continuously improve ourselves and to share and mingle with a professional learning community through the learning action cell, may it be in the school or in a group of professional learning community. Even this pandemic that we are facing had taught us lessons the hard way, yet it doesn't stop us. Yung sabi nga ni Ma'am Jo, it doesn't stop us from making it as an opportunity for us to learn more things and a chance to discover everyone's potentials. With the various DLDM or the distance learning delivery modalities that our schools had adopted, we need to constantly adapt, do our share of URLs. What is it? We have to continuously unlearn things, relearn things, and learn things that is to unlearn, relearn, and learn things that are new and unfamiliar to us. And so today, my topic is for this session is very much relevant to what was I am saying a while back. Session 3.4 is planning for continuing professional development and lack planning. By the end of this module, it is expected that you will be able to refer to the screen, carry out your plan for your continuing professional development, discuss the different professional development initiative programs related to the learning delivery modalities that are available to you, either provided by the DepEd or by non-DepEd learning service providers or LSPs. This session talks about the content of Module 4, which with two lessons, Lesson 1 and 2, discussion on reflecting on professional development and participation in the LAC session, especially LAC session 4. It has estimated time requirement of 2 hours. And take note that the LAC sessions are included in the activities but may be optional as determined by the LAC members under the guidance of the LAC leader. So when you say optional, it can be as a group or maybe self-learning study. Under lesson 1, you should be able to reflect. So we have the development of the professional development plan, including the learning action cell, and you have to commit to your professional growth and development by actualizing your professional development plan. So the content of the modules we have under the lesson 1, you should be able to reflect on and assess your current capabilities and practice in relation to the chosen learning delivery modalities in your school. So tapos na po tayo nun. We already have started the class. This is now our second week. In here, we need to have a better understanding of the key concepts like assessment, capabilities, professional practice, and professional standards. All of these are being discussed in the modules as you go over with Module 4. We also need resources in here, the Professional Self-Assessment Questionnaire and the LDM2 course overview, the Continuing Professional Development Guidelines, the DepEd Memorandum number 50 series of 2020, discuss na ito kanina, on DepEd Professional Development Priorities. So during the old normal or the normal setup of or landscape of education, we have the regular or the professional development which is anchored on the content and pedagogy in teaching. But this time, guided with this DepEd memorandum, we have the professional development priorities that is also aligned to the current situation, which is the basic education learning continuity plan, which is our answer to this pandemic. Study notebook is also needed. It is here where you're going to write your insights, your takeaways on and self-reflection. Sabi nga, a well-reflected life is life worth living.
Okay. Ma'am Elena, sorry to cut
Yes?
you. Yes, there's a clarification from our schools division superintendent.
Yes po,
Do you
ma'am.
have her in the room? Doc Jo?
Can I come in?
Yes, ma'am
I'm
Jo.
not online.
Good morning po.
Lina, nakita ko sa slide mo, it says, lock session is optional. Klaruhin ko lang. Anong lock session ang ibig yung sabihin? Is it the lock session as far as LDM2 is concerned or yung lock session in the schools pag nandoon na ang mga teachers?
No, ma'am, is concentrated on the LDM2 lang, ma'am. Because yung
Okay, so siguro
sa
klaruhin
school po
natin
kasi,
yan ha.
ma'am.
O
Yes,
klaruhin
ma'am.
natin yan na kasi
Yes,
baka
ma'am.
nakikinig mga teachers na hindi. Lahat ba't ng teachers natin kasali sa LDM2?
Yes, ma'am. Lahat po sila,
100%?
elementary and secondary
Baka
po.
pagkakaintindi, ang delikado niyan pagkakaintindi nila. O sinabi man ni Ma'am Pirido na lock session is optional. Pag magpatawag na si principal at the course of the classes, wala nang mag-attend kasi optional nga, ha? So klaruhin natin as far as LDM2 is concerned. Pero sa
Yes po, ma'am.
normal run of days in the school, nandyan pa rin ang lock session, ha?
Yes,
teachers
ma'am.
and
Yun,
schoolers.
in effect pa rin
Okay.
yung mga DO 35 series of 2016, ma'am.
Okay,
Na
thank
at
you
least,
so much.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Nakikinig lang ako dito, ha?
Yes, ma'am. When we talk of the optional po, karagdagan lang po, that is optional if you are going to have as a group or as a self-contained study lang po. But that is concentrated on this LDM2 lang po, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am. The first activity, going back to the lesson one, reflecting on professional life and development, the first activity that you are going to engage in this module is to assess your current capabilities and skills using the professional self-assessment questionnaire. Yun na nga, those are the things or one of the resources that you are going to need, yung professional self-assessment questionnaire. Accordingly, one better way to improve oneself is to acknowledge the inadequacies. Kung alam natin, after filling out or after answering religiously and honestly the self-assessment questionnaire, you're going to acknowledge those things that are parang kulang sa atin po. At we have to actualize naman or to capitalize on the things that we have the strength na talaga. So to become better version of ourselves is to be aware of the lacking in us and capitalize on those things that you are good at, sabi nga. Activity 2 naman, ito yung identifying the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers indicators to focus on. Dito, you have to revisit the PPST found in the LDM2 course overview. Na-discuss na rin ito kanina ni Sir Mark at ni Ma'am Pahapyaw ni Ma'am Lorna. You have to go back to your self-assessment results in activity 1 in filling out this and be aware of what particular professional standards in the PPST do you need to focus on and to effectively use the LDM in relation to the content and pedagogy of the learner areas you are teaching. So, dalawang consideration dito po. You are going to assess your capabilities in relation to the standards or the results of the assessment. And then afterwards, you're going to look into the content and pedagogy of the learning areas that you are teaching vis-a-vis the modality or the distance learning delivery modality that you are using in your school. Then you have something to write on to your study notebook. So it's really good to have the study notebook. It's one of the resources that is being required in this module. To guide your answers, you can also refer to DepEd Memorandum Number 50 Series of 2020, yung paulit-ulit kong sinabi kanina, that the DepEd Professional Development Priorities and the Continuing Professional Development Guidelines. Andun po din yan siya. You can access that. It's one of the resources in the course, in the LDM2 course. Then the next one is the activity 3, that is setting your learning delivery modality related professional development goals. This in this area or in this activity, you are going to answer questions by constructing and filling out the table in your study notebook. So meaning there are questions, a lot of questions that you're going to encounter in the module, and one of those is, how do you envision yourself? Hindi maging artista ha. How do you envision your teaching practice in the next few months as you use the LDM adopted by your school? So like for instance, yung mga nag-choose or nag-opt into online, offline, paano mo, anong nakikita mo na magiging teaching practice mo in the next few months? And what's your goal in improving your teaching practices in the chosen modality or modalities? And what is your motivation? Anong nagmo-motivate sa'yo? Baka one of the motivations that will come up is parang gusto mong mas matuto pa how to navigate the platform, the online platforms that you are using. What will help you attain such goal? So the first naman talaga, first and foremost, our goal is to really deliver effectively our basic services to our clientele, which are our pupils. Then lesson 2, planning for the continuing professional development and participation in the LAC. In here, you need to come up with a realistic plan for your continuing professional development that responds to your identified need. So kung ano po yung pangangailangan mo for you to be able to address yung nakita mo doon sa self-assessment tool, the results. So Dito, gagawan mo siya ng realistic plan. In relation to the content pa rin and pedagogy of the learning areas that you are teaching, still using the distance learning delivery modalities or the LDM, DLDM. What's crucial in this period is you really have to have a clear grasp of your needs in relation to the content and pedagogy of the subject you are teaching, and at the same time with the modality that you are using. You will be able also to identify the professional development programs available for you. So dito sa lesson 2, kailangan mo ring i-identify yung mga professional development programs. Binibigay naman yan siya, madaming nag-o-offer ng ganon, DepEd at saka non-DepEd. And then you are going to reinforce your feeling about teaching as a career and as a profession. The significant concepts here are professional development and professional life. So, yung professional development mo as a professional and as a person, and at the same time, your professional life improvement or development. Resources required in here, yun na nga sabi ko, the list of NAIAP recognized programs, and there are also webinars and other trainings and workshops that you can avail as long as it does not uh, disrupt your focus on the delivery of the lessons. Then, individual development plan template, kailangan din po ito. And then, the professional development discussion template for LAC. All of this, yung mga sinabi ko, nandun po yan siya sa modules. So in this lesson, we have activities like access, the list of NAIAP recognized programs, and the individual development program template or individual development plan template rather. You have to examine available professional development activities and programs offered by the DepEd and non-DepEd providers, whether online or offline. And then you have to communicate with your assigned instructional coach for the list of regional and division focusing offering in your areas. Accomplish the individual development plan template, making your output in lesson 1, activity 3 of the modules as your reference. And then activity 2, this is discussing answers to lesson 1, activity 3, and lesson 2, activities 1 and 2. Plus, naka-indicate talaga dyan, plus the learning action cell sessions in your school. In here, you are going to refer to your professional development objectives and decide on what topics you would like to talk about in your school LAC session. You are going to use the professional development assessment template, which is you can also access in the resources that will be given to you later. And then during the Slack sessions, you're going to share your answers to lesson 1 activity 3 and lesson 2 activities 1 and 2. So take note, what's the important here is sharing and discussing insights and be aware of others insights and learnings or takeaways of this LAC session that you're going to conduct. And you have also to take note of the advices from your colleagues kasi lalo na yung mga newly hired teachers, kahit sabihin natin na mas magaling kayo mag-manipulate or mag-navigate dito sa mga online platforms na ito, but still there are things that you really have to ask from those more experienced one. Yung baga, yung sa layman's term, mga kardam, mga karaang damang daw. So, and also the experienced teachers need also to listen and to take note of the insights and the advices from or sharings from their colleagues, yung mga younger ones. Though you have set a plan, but if it doesn't suit to the situation, you can always make revisions, adjustments. Sabi nga, if you cannot change the direction of the wind, you change this or you adjust the sails. So, ganun lang po. We are still, sabi nga ni Ma'am Jo kanina, we are still on the or adjustment period of this new landscape or educational landscape where we are in. And then the last one, what is the expected output of this is the finalized learning Delivery Modality Individual Development Plan or the LDM-IDP. Ito yung output na isasubmit natin sa ating coach natin. So, yun po ang so far, yun ang sa lesson 2 at saka yung sa 3.4 session po. So, paki-thumbs up naman dyan kung naintindihan. Kung masyadong mabilis naman po, kasi I am only given 30 minutes and I still have one session left. Thank you. Ma'am Ives, okay na ako doon. Hello, Ma'am Ives. Any question po from the participants?
Yun, thank you so much, Ma'am Elena Ferido. And that we have, okay, and that can I be heard? Okay, and that we have already discussed the planning for continuing professional development and LAC planning. And she just mentioned the four objectives and the two lessons, lesson 1 and 2, and that is reflecting on professional life and development. And if you have may mga concerns kayo related to the to lesson 1, just go back to the dapat memorandum 50 series of 2020. Tama po ba, Ma'am Elena?
Yes po. At saka yung
Para
ating it's one of the required resources
yes,
for
one of
them
the
to
required
access.
resources. All right.
Mm-mm.
So that's the Dapat memorandum 50 series of 2020. In our lesson 2, planning for the continuing professional development and participation in the LAC, we always have, while preparing for individual professional development template, we just always have to go back to our objectives. And that is, as emphasized by Mom Elena, our individual development plan, which is our expected output, is always can be revised kasi lahat po ng plan, if it will not hindi po siya natutupad, syempre we have to revisit it again and replan. Yun po. Okay. So if you have questions, don't forget to type in your questions sa ating chat box. And sorry to cut Ma'am Lorna Siragos a while ago due to signal, but of course, I just would like to give emphasis, as mentioned by Ma'am Fadul, that aside from allowing the students and parents have soft copies of their modules, school heads and teachers are instructed to distribute to the parents the textbooks in schools. So help the parents and learners do the independent learning of lessons in their modules. Actually, it was discussed by Ma'am Lorne and it is given emphasis by Ma'am Fadul na pwede din tayo magbigay ng mga soft copies through USB or at saka yung textbooks talaga that we can help. It would be another resources for our parents to help the learners do their independent learning. Okay, all right. So let's have a 5-minute break, health break. Okay po ba? Okay, so let's have a 5-minute health break. Sir Joey?
Sige. Hi po. So we're given a 5-minute health break, but then yes, we would like to welcome our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Josephine Alfadul, for her reminders, no, or thoughts and ideas regarding the LDM implementation. Ma'am Jo?
Yeah, yeah. You can have your break, no participants, but pwede naman kayong, you can take your snacks while listening to me, no? I would just like to underscore and stress why the need to distribute the books to our learners, no, through their parents. Number one, you have already seen how parents have been reacting critically on them doing the teaching to the respective children, you know, and the general idea and feeling that they are sending across to us is that they have difficulty, no, considering that they are also working and at the same time tutoring their children, which is understandable, no. So the easiest way that we can think of as of this moment, no, with the discussion with the regional director and other superintendents, we already allowed the distribution of the textbooks, not all our school children through their parents, so that again this can hopefully this can help the parents in explaining to their children the lessons that we have incorporated in the modules, no, to the MELC that we have been discussing earlier. Second is, I would like also to underscore na in DepEd talaga, it is inevitable. Tama ang public, no, that we have been doing some blunders in DepEd. Truthfully, ayaw ko ng kaikikan, no. We are doing blunders, and these decisions are, and this blunder na ginawa natin is not because of us, it's done in the upper level, no. Question, valid yung observation and comment ni Congressman Marcolita. Diba, he criticized why do DepEd, why does DepEd, why did DepEd created pa modules when we can just easily distribute the books, no? So kung nag-distribute sana tayo ng books, hindi na tayo nag-create ng modules, wala na tayong, we do not have to spend that much. We do not have to spend so much time, no, away from the teachers. They're using so much of, you are using so much of your time producing and making, creating our own modules and collating those own modules so that again they can be delivered on time to our children. But then nandiyan na yan, nangyari na yan, and we have to stand with the central office decision. Panindigan na natin yan, kapamilya, no? I am telling you this not for you to tell this also outside, no, of DepEd. I'm telling you this not for you to tell this to the public para madungag na po taog pa lambas, no? I am telling you this because we would like to correct the wrong thing that we did, no? As early as now. So tama yung I stand and I agree with the idea of Congressman Marcolita ba yun siya, no? So from now on, let's give to the learners the textbooks para magamit ng mga magulang at ng mga bata. Ang nangyari pa, mali yung sinabi na books will be used as a supplementary learning material. Dapat ang basic learning materials, the book at ang mga module natin, siyang supplementary lang. Had it been that we decided to distribute the books early, no? Ang i-print lang sana ng schools ngayon at i-distribute natin sa mga bata, mga answer sheets na lang, mga activity sheets na lang. And that means lesser expense, lesser work. Pero yun na nga, sabi ko nga kanina, nandiyan na yan, the blunder has already been done. What we can only do is minimize the negative effect that the public perceive us to have been doing, no? Which I believe they are correct. Sige ha? So panguli na, panghatag na, pang-distribute na ng mga libro sa mga bata while it is still early para magamit nila, mabasa nila. O kaya na lang po nalito ka nga supplementarya kay mali na siya. That should be the main. Should be the main. Okay, sige. Thank you so much for allowing me in.
Thank you, daghang salamat, Doc Jo. And of course, I we just received an information that some of our schools kay na ay mga power interruption. Don't worry po. This activity, this orientation is actually recorded, and this can be reviewed anytime you want, and as well as the references and materials that we will be using this morning will be given to you as well by our speakers. Okay, so daghang kayong salamat, Tom Jo, and that helps us na to be enlightened. Na kaninga textbook is not just a supplementary resources for our parents and learners to have their independent learning in their of the lessons in their modules. Pero this would and this would really help them para to in the uh, sa review and the instructions and the lessons that will be having. They will be having. Okay, so I think Ma'am Elena is as well ready for her next topic, and that is building the teaching portfolio related to the implementation of modalities. Ma'am Elena,
Yes. Maririnig na ba? Okay na ba?
yes po, very clear.
Okay. So, where are our participants? Some are having power interruptions or internet connectivity interruptions, but still we have to move on. The show must go on. So, good morning once again. Are you now set for the next topic? Paki-thumbs up naman kung next set na tayo. Our next topic is there is an old adage that says no work is done until paperworks are completed. So, kumbaga, I think you will agree with me when I say that most often than not, no matter how good we are and how effective we are at our assigned task, if we forgot to gather all documents needed to prove that the task is being done, it's hard for us to really say that we have done it well. So, agree ba tayo doon? That is why one of good example of this is the delivery of the lessons in a certain day. There is really a need to have a plan to be able to deliver the lessons effectively. So in relation to this, after finishing all the modules related to the teaching learning in the distance learning modalities, you have to apply them as you manage the teaching learning process in the new delivery modalities. This is what we call theory put into practice. And how to do it? Again, you will plan for how you are going to capture the evidence of your teaching practices, which you will organize into a portfolio. And this is now session 3.5, building the teaching portfolio related. Pakibalit nga, building the teaching portfolio related to the LDM practice or to the implementation of the modalities. Now in here, what is a portfolio? So the objectives, we have only two. List down the evidence of the LDM or the learning delivery modality implementation. So portfolio is something that will be submitted to your lab coach for evaluation at the end of the year. So hawod na taan ni dili na ta kaayo mahadlokan yung portfolio ita makuratan. We are very much familiar of this. In fact, you can even use this portfolio as your MOVs or means of verification for your performance evaluation at the end of the year in the IPCRF, di ba? Mga teachers or hindi lang teachers ang concern nito, even the non-teaching personnel. So Module 5 intends to ensure that you continue your learning journey in the effective implementation of the learning delivery modalities in your classes as well as the content and pedagogies associated with them. So dito, you really have to plan how to make sure that you'll be able to relate these evidences to your professional practice based on the professional standards. Meron talaga tayong standards. In fact, one of the required resources, as I mentioned a while ago, aside from the Memorandum number 50 series of 2020, is we are going to revisit the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. So it is really based on standards para pare-pareho po tayo ng interpretation at pare-pareho din po tayo ng paggawa ng portfolio. Module 5, also, ika nga, ito yung parang plano na gagawin mo at plano kung ano yung dapat mong ilagay doon sa iyong portfolio. This is how you're going to capture evidences and how you are going to file or build your portfolio. Sabi nga, ang plano is just a plan if it's not acted upon. So the plan, you already have set your individual development plan or professional development plan. And this one, you're going to capture those means of verifications. So we have objectives here na na-mention ko na kanina, di ba? And then, in here, it is for you to have a clear grasp. Ito importante talaga you have a clear grasp and better understanding of your self-assessment results and have a clear goal in mind on how you can improve them as a person and as a professional guided by the standards. So you will know what evidences are you going to keep and assure proof that the plans you set are being actualized. Still, relevant concepts in here are assessment, capabilities, professional practices, and professional standards. Paulit-ulit po ito ng mga concepts. And the resources needed are the LDM2 guide for expected outputs, reading on portfolio, list of suggested evidence form, and most especially, your study notebook wherein you are going to write your insights and your self-reflections. Take note that before you begin to prepare building your portfolio, you need to make sure that you have completed all the outputs for the course. Kasi nga, ito na yung pangangalap natin ng ebidensya na meron na tayong natutunan out of the 4 modules that we have discussed, we have conducted in the school during the LAC sessions and the self-directed study. And then you have to go over the list found in the Learning Delivery Modality Guide for expected outputs. Mamaya ipapakita namin ano yung mga expected outputs that you're going to collate and found out whether you have completed all the outputs required for modules 1 to 4 of this course. You submit the completed outputs to your designated coach for final evaluation. And be sure to you have a copy of all your outputs for your file. So, di ba, usually, pag nagsasubmit tayo ng mga documents, especially if it entails about performances, kailangan meron talaga tayong kopya. We really have to submit it in 2 copies. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, when we submitted our IPCR at the end of the year, yung original copy will be kept by us and then yung second copy will be submitted to the principal or the office. So in here we have the content, lesson 1, the teaching portfolio and its contents. Yun na nga yung sinabi kanina. And lesson 2, the evaluation rubric. In the activity 2, it's a study on reading on portfolio from the Glossary of Education Reform. Isa din yan sa mga resources. Based on your reading, you need to reflect on the following questions and jot down your answers in your study notes. So, how will your portfolio help you in tracking the progress of your teaching practices in your school's LDM? Kasi nga, ito ay individual development plan, mean to say what you are going to track is how you progress in the delivery of the teaching learning process using the modality that you opted to use in the delivery of the lessons. And we have activity 2. Nasa activity na po tayo. Yung 4 hours po yung recommended na time nito during the LAC sessions. But if you really wanted to discuss further, to share your insights, pwede naman ganun. Hindi naman tayo pinagbabawalan. Ito yung mga suggestive lang na mga hours. And if you have more time to discuss with the group, yung grupo na ginawa ng inyong school head, so you can really make use of those times. Especially ngayon na wala tayong bata sa school. So yung time natin sa school, aside from preparing all the things that we need to give to our pupils, pwede rin naman during our essential services, which is 2 hours, pwede naman gamitin ito for our LAC sessions. Activity 3, familiarize yourself with the list of suggestive evidence form. Tapos, babasahin mo yung question nandun sa module na is the list of the evidence enough to capture the progress of your teaching practice? So, kung yung bang nakalista doon na mga evidences, tama na ba yun siya? Enough na ba? Sufficient na ba siya to support in tracking your teaching practice? Now, what other forms or evidences can you think of that is relevant to the learning delivery modality adopted by your school? So kung online, offline siya, ano ba yung mga kailangan pang proof or evidences na pwede mong i-keep as part of your portfolio? And then you write your answers on your study note. And then activity 4, marami nga siyang activity, 1 to 5, pero ano siya, para siyang series of activities that is correlated with each other. Kasi sa teaching portfolio and its contents, yung checking of completion of modules 1 to 4 requirements, nagawa mo na yan for the previous activity doon sa module 4. So itong module 5, ito na lang yung mga bagay-bagay na tinuturuan tayo, presented all the things that you are going to do so that we will be guided on what to compile and what to do. Kasi unlike before na pag sinabi natin portfolio, para tayong nagko-collect ng photo album na kung ano-ano na lang yung inilalagay natin doon, mga pictures na makarelate jud ko ani kay one of the times na nag-check ko og kanang portfolio na ang naka-attach doon ng mga pictures mayroong date doon sa camera na capture na long time ago na papala tapos yung uniforme na hindi na yung bago. So hindi kasi tayo guided before and we need to justify our ratings kaya kung ano-ano na lang kasi hindi natin pinag-isipan ahead. But this time, hindi na yun mangyayari. Kasi from the start, alam na natin kung you are already guided on what are the things that we need to do and are the things that we need to keep. Yun na nga, you have to share. Activity 4 is you have to share kung ano yung mga nakita mo na pwede pang idagdag. What are the things that you realize na ito kailangan pa itong idagdag as one of the evidences. So, yun. And then activity 5, based on the sharing and discussion in your LAC, you are going to finalize your list of evidences in the list of suggested evidence form and then submit to your LAC leader. So yung LAC leader naman natin, pwede yung school head, pwede yung assistant sa school head, pwede yung mga master teachers as raters. Depende na yan sa inyong eskwelahan. And now we are ready to move on to the next or the last topic, which is the evaluation rubric. This is one of the criteria these are the criteria or the indicators for evaluating your portfolio. So, yun lang.
Doc
Maraming,
Ferido.
may mga susunod pa ng mga slides. Doon nasasabihin o ipapakita yung last 2 slides po ng aking topic. Doon na may papakita kung ano yung content ng mga portfolio ninyo na gagawin. So far,
Okay.
yun lang siguro.
Yes po. Thank you so much, Doc Ferido. Actually, I agree with you that plan is just a plan if not acted upon. But
Yes po.
meantime, our school division superintendent has a clarification with regards to your topic. Ma'am Jo?
Yes, Ma'am Jo.
Ma'am Jo, nakamute po kayo, ma'am.
For Dr. Ferido, clarification lang regarding this portfolio that we are requiring our teachers and students to make, no? Ano ba ito? Is this just intended for the module 2 course or for the entire school year nagagawa sila ng module intended for the performance rating?
No, ma'am. It is intended for this course lang, ma'am, and it can be
Course
used
only.
as one of the MOVs.
For compliance only of the course.
Yes, ma'am.
So
This
what
one,
is
this
this,
one.
hard copy or soft copy?
It can be hard and soft copy, ma'am, kasi for
And to
us,
whom are they going
the coach,
whom are they going to submit this?
this one will be submitted to their LAC leader, ma'am, and then the LAC leader will also submit this to the instructional coach, ma'am, for evaluation. So that
And then
after
this
the
will be
evaluation, ma'am, isubmit sa NAEAP and then the NAEAP will give them the certificate. Parang course kasi ito, ma'am, so there is a need really to come up with the outputs, the MOVs.
and
For the
babasahin nila.
certificate. Yes,
Babasahin
ma'am.
na.
Yes,
Hindi lang
ma'am.
for the sake of collecting and then
Yes, ma'am. Hindi po, ma'am.
hirapan at bigyan ng hard time ang mga tao natin. No? Take note ha. I hope you can bring this to the attention of kung sino man ang focal person sa region. I hope hindi lang ito binibigay para pahirapan ang mga tao natin na sa dinami-dami ng inaasikaso ng mga tao natin. Sige na, yun na. You can supply
Yes,
the
ma'am.
listening.
Noted po, ma'am. I think, ma'am, for this course alone, this portfolio can be also used. Parang hindi na rin mahirapan yung mga teachers na mag-collate ng mga evidences for their IPCR at the end of the school year. So, pwedeng ito na po yun. Ito na po yun. Parang ganun ang
Hirap siya.
pagkakatingin ko dito.
Ilina, yung sinabi mo na pwede nang gamitin nila for their IPCR, mahirap yan kasi ang i-rate natin sila is during the course of the school year. Hindi pwedeng hindi pwedeng i-rate natin, hindi pa man nangyari ang mga ginagawa nila for the school year, di ba? So, most
Yes, ma'am.
probably, pag if you are going to follow your reasoning, ang ilalagay nilang pieces of evidence, mga previous na nagawa nila. We are not after of those. We are after of what they are to do in this new modality. So, therefore, kailangan mga fresh na mga MOBs. Hindi pwede yung reasoning ninyo na you can start using this for your IPCR for this school year. That's
One
what
of
you are
the ano lang,
saying.
ma'am, one of the MOVs, ma'am, not exactly the
O
yun
for the
yung
sake
MOV,
na lang
one.
siguro, for the
Yes,
sake lang
ma'am.
sa learning module nyo ngayon. But
Yes,
not
ma'am.
for,
One of
hindi,
the
hindi
ano.
reality yan, hindi yan real
Yes,
time
ma'am.
ha.
Yes, ma'am. Noted,
Sige,
ma'am.
klaruhin natin na, kaya ako, nakikinig lang ako sa mga usap-usapan nyo o off the record na ang ginagawa nyo rin for compliance lang para makasubmit, 'di ba? So wala rin di substantial. It is just taking away the important time of the teachers and the schoolies which supposedly they are doing for their classes. And to take note ha, matagal na natin ginagawa ito, ngayon lang sila late talaga. Late. Kung ako pa, kung sa Binisaya pa na, aanin pa ang damo kung patay na ang kabayo. Dapat these are the things na ginagawa nila noong kasagsagan pa ng COVID, nung nagsisimula pa ang COVID.
Yung nga, medyo late nga siya, ma'am.
Okay, yun lang muna, Lina, ngayon for the time being.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am. Okay, so we are now ready for the expected outputs for this course. Yung sabi nga kanina ni Ma'am Ragos, yung Module 1, no need for us to submit outputs because this is just a course orientation. We have to immerse ourselves on the different concepts. Module 2, kasi ito na yung mga MELCs, sabi nga, may mga nagawa na tayo and at the same time, based on the explanation of Ma'am Lorna Ragos, we are going to tingnan natin kung pwede pa natin siyang masabtas na mas mapagaan pa. So, dito yun siya sa Module 2. What we are going to submit in the Module 3.A or 3A is the lesson design and assessment in the modalities. These are the list of targeted learner interventions, and then learning tasks for the daily lessons, assessment methods in the daily lessons, and weekly home learning plan for one subject, and then individual learning monitoring plan for a student who lags behind. So yung ating weekly home learning plan for one subject, ito yung parang uh, uh, lesson plan ng teacher, yung binibigay natin together with the kit para alam din ng mga ng mga parents yung how to facilitate the lesson sa bahay. And then ito namang individual learning monitoring plan, depende ito pag nakita na ng teacher, may mga ano na tayo niyan, template. Pag nakita ng teacher na that there is a certain student na naglag behind, so may mga interventions na gagawin and then may mga monitoring din na gagawin si teacher dyan, following the template that was given. And then the LAC 3 teacher engagement report and LAC 3 session report. May mga template na rin yan, incorporated na doon sa modules. And then next slide please. Hello, Ma'am Ives. Okay, ito. Sa Module 3B naman, which is the learning resources, to accomplish LR rapid assessment tools with reflections. Ito sana yung topic kanina ni Ma'am Lorna na medyo naputol because of signal interruption or internet interruptions. And then Module 4, planning for continuing professional development and planning, yung discuss ko kanina, yung you have to finalize your learning delivery modality, individual development plan, which is produced after discussion during the lab. Yung mga activities na nandoon, tapos kung ano yung mga insights, takeaways nyo na nandoon sa inyo ang study notes, and you can also have it documented as one of your MOBs. And then Module 5, ito na yung pinaka-output, the required output is your portfolio na talaga. yung ano nang yung nagawa mo in compliance with this or in fulfillment completion of this course, the LDM2 implementation course. So yun lang po, yun ang mga expected outputs for this course, the LDM or the Learning Delivery Modality 2 for the teachers. So again, good afternoon and thank you for listening and thank you for bearing with us. It's already 11:14 in my watch. Thank you, Ma'am Ives.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc Ferido. Basically, our module 5 talks about planning, building, and having a well thought finished portfolio. So, as of this moment, for sure, our teachers already clear understanding, clear goals of their professional practices based on the professional standards. So, again, I agree with you, Doc Ferido, that plan is just a plan if it is not acted upon. So, for now, let's move on to our next session, and that is to synthesize our sessions this morning. And I would like to turn over the time to our SMME Senior Education Program Specialist, Sir Roland Inis. Sir Roland, good morning, Sir Roland.
Hello, good morning. Wala pa? Hello? Okay. Wala ko nakita mo mukha ko. Anyway, good morning. May respect to our schools division superintendent, Ma'am Padul, to our ASDS, Dr. Melanie Stasio, to our chief for the SGOD, Dr. Josefina Bipalaka, and to our CID chief, Dr. Christine Sibagakay, and to all, good morning. My session is on session 4, and this is on our session objectives. These are our session objectives. In this session, we will summarize what you have learned from the orientation session. And the second one is to evaluate the conduct of the orientation. And the third one is to be committed to finish the course. Okay, so we have here a questions. Okay, a question. What are your top 3 takeaways from this activity? To encapsulate the session that we have in this webinar, we are requested to answer this question by sharing your thoughts and ideas. Just type your responses in the comment section or chat box. You will be given at least, I think, 2 minutes is enough to do this. Basically, takeaways are key facts, points, or ideas to be remembered from our webinar. We will be reading your answers and we will try to briefly discuss it. So I hope that you will participate in this sharing of ideas so that we will be able to come up with a good summary of our webinar. So you may now write your responses in our chat box. And Sir Joey will share your insights in our live feed. Just 3 takeaways or 3 major ideas that you want to share with the group or with the participants, and for us also to be able to learn insights from you. So I will add additional 3 minutes because we do not have yet, we haven't received any comments yet from the participants. I know most of us do have bright ideas in mind. What we can do is just share it and do we have kita natin na. Okay. It's good. Makikita ko na yung mukha ko. I'm facing three computers. Okay. From comprehensive, uh, ah, one idea is comprehensive, expert, time bounded from Mom Herminata. Is that correct? This one? Okay. Thank you, Mom Hermi. So let's have another one. So Ma'am Glory Jean Balungay, Layop, uh, you have there the process of the LDM course, its content and time required, how it is shared to the members, and the overview of the entire process. This is just an orientation, and I hope and pray with those statements, we are able to share the bird's eye view of the entire project for the or the entire course. It's just a bird's eye view. We still have several modules to uh, look into, and perhaps those are parang gist lang ng yung shinare namin, because this is just an orientation. But along the way, we know that taking this course is a journey. Uh, when you say journey, you have a goal, you have to have a roadmap for us to be able to achieve our goals. And with a bird's eye view, you will have daw a something like a parang makikita nyo na kung paano nyo i-attack yung journey natin in achieving the course or completing the course. Organizing luck, explain the background, reflecting progressional life and development from Ma'am Brato, I think from Manga Elementary School, a master teacher of Manga Elementary School. Okay, so Ma'am Brato will be, I think, qualified for a luck leader. And with this, I think yung organizing luck is one thing that she will be doing. Ma'am Dano, an assistant principal too of uh, Tagum National Comprehensive High School, collaboration among peers, embracing positivity in life all the time, do 8 hours work productively. So that's a good point also. Thank you, Ma'am Dano. Okay, kay Ma'am Irene si Opinaldo, teamwork in order to have an excellent output. Okay, and everything we do, that is why we are grouped into several small groups so that we'll be able to share our insights and thoughts and be able to work as a team. Okay, else? Okay, I think that's those are things that you raise, and uh, that's those are very important thoughts. And thank you for your participation. I think with those insights, I can see that DepEd Tagum City teachers are ready, handang isip para sa handa na bukas or handa bukas. So, thank you so much for your sharing. Okay.
Yes po. Thank you so much, Sir Roland, for synthesizing our
You're welcome, ma'am.
overall session. for this morning. And at this point, there's a clarification from our school's division superintendent, Ma'am Jo. Ma'am Jo?
Sige, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The host, no, manudlay sa ako, kamurag nabungkag na kong buhok. Thank you so much, the host. Ito, no holds bar na synthesis, no holds bar na insight ito. Ha? This is not just intended to the participants, but also to the organizer of this webinar. Ha? Number one, to the organizers of the webinar. Initially, before I read your activity design, ang narinig ko na term is, ang narinig ko na statement from someone in the division na related to your proposal to conduct, hindi nyo pa nabigay sa akin ang papel. Kailangan, sabi ko, the question is, kailangan ba talagang i-webinar? Yes. Ang sagot sa akin, kailangan i-webinar, ma'am, kasi required sa taas, compulsory na para mag-cascade, no? Sige, fine. Kaya nga, I made it a point na marinig lahat ang presentation ninyo. But truthfully, if truth is to be told talaga, organizers, the things that you have been sharing, including, no offense to the speakers, ha? These are things na pwede lang talagang basahin ng teachers natin at school heads. We do not have to have a separate webinar for this, just for them to know what to do. The second thing that I'd like to say to the organizers, hindi lahat ng sinasabi ng regional focal persons ninyo kailangan yung sundin. We can write a justification telling them that we do not need to cascade this to our people using a webinar. A copy of the instruction is already sufficient. Ha? So sa sunod na mag-recommend kayo, mag-propose kayo na activity design, I demand that you see me so that I can discuss with you ano ba talaga ang makukuha ng mga teachers sa school heads natin kung makinig sila sa webinar at babasahin lang nila ang papel. These things, you have to convince me na mas may marami silang malalaman, natutunan through the webinar rather than just text. Kung makita ko na wala naman diferensya kung mas marami pa silang maintindihan kung babasahin nila ang hard copy sa webinar, ha? Ito susunod natin gagawin, ha? You have to defend to me personally. Fourth thing is sa mga participants na, third thing pa pala sa mga organizers. Kita nyo naman na pasay na itong pinipresent ninyo, ha? Kumbaga, wala na, karaan na, bahaw na siya. What is the use? So, ang inyong halang yung punto is, compliance lang talaga na masabi niyo sa taas, sa focal person niyo, sa counterpart niyo sa taas, na you were able to conduct. Which to me is sayang lang ang panahon. Mas dami pa sanang natapos mga teachers natin. Ang school is more important than sitting down and listening. They have more than enough. They have more than enough webinars in the past. Dinagdagan pa natin ngayon. So yun na, nangyari na yan. Lapse na yan siya. Sige, I will let it pass. Pero sa susunod, ganun ang arrangement natin na defend to me. Defend to me with your life na talagang i-webinar yan siya. Because you do not have to worry, ha? Ako ang sasagot sa taas. Kung ako, tayo pa-explainin bakit hindi tayo nag-webinar ng ganito, ganyan. I'll be the one to do the explaining. No? And do not worry because these are things also na kami mga SDs at our level, gidefend po na mo ni kay RD. Nga no, pag yung wa mo na may pahuway ang mga maestra o school heads o webinar, imbis mag-atiman sa opening of classes, imbis mag-atiman sa uban pa nga mga importante nga butang na hurot ilang panahon anang okay, naminaw gyud kung asa gyud ka importante ako lang gitutukan, no? Gidimalas lang gyud mga wa ko laing commitment from buntag og naminaw gyud ko. Og indeed I'm able to prove to myself na pwede ra gyud siya gula. Pwede ra gyud siya gula, ha? So yun, to the participants, the teachers, the school heads, this is also one way of telling you na dili tanang gihatag kay division, kay region, kay national office na isya hook, line, and sinker inyo na po yung tumanon, no? Try to, di ba nagsige consultant said, learn to say no. Learn to delineate which is significant, which is important, and which is essential. Kung tanaw ninyo, redundant na siya sa inyong napaminaw, by all means, you can always justify to me. Kung pa-explain nun, manggani mo sa taga-region, taga-division, wala lagi naminaw ang taga this particular school, wala sila. Ako mo tubag neto nga na maminaw man, nakasabot naman sila. They believe that they have more than enough. It's one way of telling, ha, mga taga-division office, ha, mga teachers sa school is doesn't follow nga tungod kay gi-invite mo. It's already between life and death kung di mo appeal. one way of also of telling our people na kumuhatag lamang pag-ingon ani nga mga online nga mga meetings and seminars, pili po ang equivalent kinabuhi gyud nga mura bag dili gyud mo taga natong mga eskwelahan kung dili maminaw ani. Kamo mismo maka-assess sa inyo ang gipang present karaan na siya dugay na kainat ning istoryahan. So kana lang no, pardon my if I blow my top kay talagag yung dapat unta dili nagpahuway, nag-concentrate sa mga dapat pang mas importante nga butang ato mga maestra ug schoolers karon rather than listening to this presentation. Sige padayon ta, that's my insight, that's my synthesis man kaha no. Sige. Thank you so much for the time, for the chance given to me. No, sige na, kamo na, balik na.
Oh, mute ako. Okay, so again, thank you so much, Ma'am Jo, sa pagpaabot sa imong concern sa atong teacher participants this morning. And that I know that this calls for challenge in a challenging times. Let's all still embrace positivity in our life at all times. So let's all smile. And I'm sure na we are enlightened and we've learned something today. Okay, so let's have our evaluation. I'll Wala nang evaluation. Okay. So, to hear the words of challenge, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to turn over the time to our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Melanie Estacio. Ma'am Melanie. Hello.
Okay. Thank you very much. My courtesy to our schools division superintendent, Ma'am Jo Fadul, and to all the EPs, chiefs, PSDSS, and school heads, and of course our dear teachers. So my task for this morning is to give you a challenge, but sa totoo lang, itong challenge na ibibigay ko, nagawa na natin to eh. We already started the school year and we have proven to the whole world that we were able to face and took the challenge and really implemented this in our school. And we successfully proved to the world that we can do things we can still deliver quality education in spite of the pandemic. But nonetheless, let me address you. No? Let me remind you that we belong to a very dynamic organization composed of individuals who possess great minds. One factor that makes our organization dynamic is change. So daghan gyud tang nasinati nga change, correct? We need change to keep us moving. We need change to keep us growing and keep us interested. So DepEd, particularly Tagum City Division, is an organization that seek and will only settle for what is quality and excellent. In many, many ways and in many, many situations, we have proved to them that we indeed deliver these expectations from us. We deliver quality and excellent output. Yes, we are journeying to this goal. Dili pa gyud nato ma-perfect, pero we can deliver already. We continue our effort in perfecting our system, our business processes, our way of delivering education, especially karon sa panahon sa pandemic. So kabalo naman ta, this pandemic poses a lot of disruption and challenges upon us. And it made us to change or adjust our gear. So katong mga sinanguna, dili na nato pwedeng buhaton karon because there is different modalities already implemented in our schools. And what I have said a while ago, talagang we successfully show them that we are capable of doing such. So this pandemic, as what I have said a while ago, poses a lot of disruption and challenges. But here we are, um, wearing our smile, so proving to all of our stakeholders, to the whole organization of DepEd, that we deliver the learning process in different modalities successfully. So in every change in the organization, there is an opportunity for us to reflect, adjust, and recalibrate. Dili nato masulti nga tong gibuhat nato karong first quarter, mao gihapon atong buhaton. Sometimes we need to reflect and we need to calibrate kung unsa pa ang mga gaps na pwede natong ma-fill in. So yan ang mga challenges na gusto kong i-pose sa mga teachers. Not exactly on the LDM course that you will be taking after this. Kasi I know yung LDM, parang review na lang yan sa inyo because the actual situation, ginawa nyo na, di ba? Ginawa nyo na yung mga different modalities na yan, you studied the MELCs. So ito, review na lang ito. So what you are going to include in your portfolio perhaps are the actual work, no? Actual output that you have done from the preparation, katong nag-module writing pa ta, katong quality assured tayo, to the printing of this module, to the distribution, to the opening of classes. Ito yun kasi itong LDM sana will prepare you to do this task. Paano nagawa na natin? Okay, so take this LDM as your review course. Okay, your review course. And to your portfolio, yung actual scenario or yung actual output ninyo, yun ang ilalagay ninyo dun sa inyong portfolio. Okay? I know there will be resistance. May mga resistance. Of course, ganun naman yan. That's human trend yan. Pag may mga change, there will always be resistance. But we are not only changing, because we are not only changing the system, we are not only changing a program in a computer, but of course, we are changing people here. Okay? Changing in terms of perspective, in terms the way they think, the way they see, the way you do things, ganon. So I am happy that you are taking this challenge na in 6 months na change nato ang atong perspective, na change nato ang atong point of view, the way we see things, the way we do things, na change, and we took the change easily and happily, and were able to implement this in every school that we have here in Tagum City. So I send you my best, no, my best good luck to everyone. I know hindi mahirap itong LDM course sa inyo because as what I have said, nagawa na natin ito, na-implement na natin, we are already enjoying the fruit of our labor, nag-start na ang ating klase. So I think wala nang challenges, no? Wala nang na hindi natin makakaya because indeed we were able to triumphantly did this and put things in place already. So take this LDM course as a point for reflection, as a point for a review for all of you. And I hope this will not only be done because it's a requirement. I hope it will help us. It will become an avenue for us to work on our developmental aspect. No, ma-develop pa. No, it will be a developmental opportunities for all of us, and an avenue also to showcase what we have already done and what we are continuously doing for the best of our for the best of our children. So um, keep safe. All the best to everyone, and God bless us all. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Thank you so much, Doc Melanie Estacio. And that was okay. That was really the words of challenge. Those were words of challenge, rather challenges rather. And of course, we will continue to deliver excellent output. And in spite of the disruptions of this pandemic, this COVID-19, we will continue to reflect, to reassess, and recalibrate our performance in the past towards a positive perspective. So to close our session this morning, I would like to request in our Chief ng CID, Dr. Christine C. Bagakay. Ma'am Tin,
Morning. Hello, good morning. Thank you,
good
Ivy.
morning.
Okay. Well, to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Josephine Fadul, ASDS, Dr. Melanie Stasio, SJOD Chief, Dr. Palakam, our speakers, our steps, Mr. Bautista, Mr. Inez, the management team, school heads, teachers, all viewers. Once again, good morning. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the management and the technical team for successfully bringing this webinar to the field. Though we can say na late na jud ni kaayo nga course ug humanagani og discuss sa mga schools nato. Yes, sagsag na nga ang topic na LDM, Learning Delivery Modalities. But sige, let us give this a chance. Pagbigyan natin ang course na ito. Heto na yung panahon na talagang pag-usapan natin or ninyo ng masinsinan ang iba't ibang learning modalities, lalo na yung ginagamit na ninyo sa sarili ninyong context o sa sarili ninyong school upang lalo ninyo itong mapabuti. Kasama dito yung mga co-teachers ninyo sa pamamagitan ng Slack sessions. Though alam na nga natin hindi na ito bago sa lahat. And since LDM2 is a must for all public school teachers, let us give this a chance. Let us take this seriously, not only for the certificate that is a promise after this course, but let us think of our self-development after the course. And marami na kasing nasabi, tama naman din yung mga points ni SDS. Totoong-totoo talaga yon. So ang masasabi ko na lang as an ending note, mine here is just in support to the organizers of this course. In reiteration of the discussions of our speakers, that each teacher should be a member of the LAC group. As such, this is not a solo learning. Kahit na nga sabihin natin for compliance ito, pero let us see to it that we would work on the different lessons here as a group. Kasi kahit na marami na tayong alam patungkol dito, but when we are in a group, let us try to empty our cup, and so by doing such, more learning would come in. So ayun nga, this is not a solo learning but a group activity which calls for outputs. Ayun nga, reflections for submission pa naman. Except na-emphasize kanina for lesson 1 and 2 wherein there is no output for submission that is required. Nevertheless, we also have our LAC leaders to guide us through. And ayun nga, our Bible in the conduct of the LAC is DepEd Order number 36, series of 2016 for the process, to really come up with the major output, which is the individual development plan. So much have been said. I would just like to say thank you for everyone's active participation. So at the end, we will all be masters of the new normal learning modalities, which is a must really to be mastered. We hope for the usual support and initiative of our school heads and our LAC leaders for this matter. Thank you and good morning, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc Bagakay. And as we end, um, let's continue to embrace positivity in life at all times. And I just would like to quote one comment from our participants this morning from Irene Apinalda, and she said, "Teamwork is Teamwork is really important in order to have an excellent output." Again, this has been Ivy saying thank you so much for attending this online orientation and learning delivery modalities. Stay safe and stay healthy. Let's work as one, Ed. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much.